Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio for those watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Thank you very much, Tom Gazzola and Matt Iwanyk with you here. We got Murray McCourt from the VIP Golf Show, which is only a couple months away from getting going again. And the Ranch Golf and Country Club, which hopefully is going sooner than we could expect, but we are getting closer to an opening date. Murray doesn't know yet because he doesn't know the forecast. But and then we got Mark Rodgers of both CKUA as well as CJSR. So Mark's back on the show. Thank you very much, boys, for coming in.
Third time, thanks.
Third?
Yeah.
Fresh off his Megadeth concert.
Yeah,
that was on
I had
Friday.
to wear the shirt, right? Because I was there on Saturday.
Oh, that's Coob went on Saturday to Megadeth.
Heavy. It was good.
Was it full?
Here?
Yeah, Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers
Rogers,
place.
okay.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
I was wondering what was going on. I'm like, all these cars are pulling in. And then I just saw posts, Megadeth. I'm like, all
well,
right.
Exodus and Anthrax opened up, so I hadn't seen and either like my girlfriend hadn't seen Megadeth, so I was like, hey, and it's their last tour, so we're like, we gotta go. Hadn't seen Exodus, and then Anthrax was on the metal cruise that I was on like a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
So we didn't actually see Anthrax on the cruise because we're like, we'll just go see them at the big arena in a couple months or a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks, because there's like 60 bands on the cruise and you have to like strategically pick who you're going to go see. So we just said no to Anthrax twice.
Wow.
Because we could see Anthrax at the big arena. Anyways, already rambling. There you go.
No.
It's the hangout. It's the hangout though, right?
That's the beauty of it. We've got 2 hours of this. You know this show. You've done it many times. Whenever I think of Megadeth, I always go back to Wayne's World 2 when Garth goes back to Honey Hornay's home and she puts on like some jazz music and she's like dancing. And he's like, "You're real squiggly." And then he goes, "Got any Megadeth?"
Good recall on that. That's
Thank
really
you.
good recall. Holy moly.
I was stunned that you didn't know the Megadeth schedule and that they were here 2 blocks from your house. Like, how did you not know that?
I did. I'm not a heavy metal guy like Mark, but anyway,
I'm going by Sometimes Metal Mark now because my girlfriend is all metal Tammy. So I'm going by Sometimes Metal Mark because the CKUA show is
not metal.
Yeah, that's not metal.
Like a little bit, like 1 or 2 a week.
You can get away with a couple.
Yeah, it doesn't get like super heavy on CKUA. I mean, we do rock out a little bit, but on Saturday night, 9 to midnight.
A little different than CJSR where it's
that's
your
free
show
for
and all that.
yeah, Mayhem in the AM is definitely like I have to make sure there's mayhem, or I will be. It's just that's the goal, right? Like, so if I'm listening to something, is this mayhemy enough? Sometimes it's not, so I gotta
That's
say no.
Friday mornings, CJSR.
Yeah,
6:05.
Yeah, the bit is the BBC goes to 7:06.
7:06. Sorry.
So it's 6:66 a.m. It's just a cheesy bit, right? So it's Mayhem in the AM, 7:06 to 9 on 88.5, and that's a volunteer program. But I'd worked there for about 3 years.
I do love
10 years
CJSR.
ago.
Duck Dad, he did say he went to Ruben in the Dark on Saturday at the Windspear. I didn't know Ruben in the Dark was in town. I do like their music. Said it was a great show too. So a few music.
How is the Windspear right now? Because they just did that huge expansion. Looks really, really nice.
Well, I think it's on the back end of
It is, on 97th Street.
Yeah.
It
just
took
like
forever.
Yeah, and it's just like just a sort of a smaller size venue. I don't think it'll fill the gap that's there though, because Union Hall just switched over to Pawn Shop Live, and that's kind of that mid range. It's like Midway Music Hall and Union Hall are kind of the mid range. Like I'm going to see a band called Orbiculture, that's just like super heavy. That's at Midway Music Hall on Wednesday. And Midway is okay. Like I'm not gonna rip on the venue, but just being short guy sucks at any venue like, the old Union Hall or
You'd have to go
Midway.
upstairs.
Well, or just get right up on the rail, and that's what we'll do probably on Wednesday because it's like Orbiculture, Atlas, and I'm forgetting the third band name. So sorry, Tammy.
She'll text you.
By the way, EST Hangout is brought to you by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. They were the proud storage partner of the Canadian Olympic Committee as the Olympics did wrap up over yesterday. Do you go to concerts ever? Are you ever? Is there like?
Oh, I've been to a bazillion concerts in my life. None like that, though. No, that's not.
So, what's
my
your
cup of tea.
go-to concerts type thing? Like, which genres?
Well, this summer, for our little getaway in the summer with my wife and my son and I, we all love Ed Sheeran. So we looked up Ed Sheeran's concert schedule, and we're going to San Diego in July to watch an Ed Sheeran concert. So that's kind of.
How did you manage like getting tickets? Was
it was easy to get tickets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but you know what? I've been to Garth Brooks a bazillion times, Carrie Underwood several times.
She's good.
She's so good.
Yeah, I saw her here.
But yeah, I mean, I like going to concerts. But yeah, you know, at my age, it's not necessarily top of the list anymore. But
Can't remember last time I went to Rodgers for a concert.
third band on Wednesday is Of Sulfur.
Of Sulfur?
Yeah, and it's spelled O-V. So I've been saying it's Sulfur. Kind of just a bit, like a funny bit, right? Anyways, that's the third band at Midway on Wednesday.
Nice.
And that's like heavy. Like I'm not like I'm into it. Like I'll go, but I'm more of a power metal. Like Megadeth was good. Exodus is like Slayer light. So like that worked for me. Slayer's great, but
We're not slow dancing with Tammy to these songs.
We still
no. We did
Headbanging.
3 Inches of Blood though was close. We were right on the rail for that one, and we almost slow danced for that one. For what Balls of Ice maybe is a song of theirs that we might have slow danced to maybe. Anyways,
Very nice.
just going on about 3 Inches of Blood. They're one of my favorite Canadian bands though. If you're gonna check out a Canadian band, 3 Inches of Blood's really good. Anyways, I could go on about music for a while.
Well,
so.
I just said the Arkells announced a 3-spot Edmonton, which is kind of
T-Mac,
cool.
if you're listening.
I
Because
saw
the
that too.
Arkells are a band that are good enough to do like the half show at Rodgers. Not a full show,
Did
but a
you
half
see
show.
what the three venues are?
But they're
One is
doing
Starlight, no?
Starlight,
Yeah.
they're doing Midway, and they're doing
It's another tiny.
what was the
one,
other
like a
one?
smaller one.
Like they're doing 3 small venues.
That's cool.
And
though.
I'm like, for Arkells, that's all. And I think they sold out like almost right away.
That's interesting.
weren't they in the Grey Cup a few years?
They were the Grey
Yeah.
Cup halftime show. They do every couple of years a stadium show in Hamilton called the Rally, I think they call it, and 25 to 30,000 people.
Can.
Buckingham.
What's
Yeah,
Buckingham?
They're doing the
Like, if you-
Buckingham, they're doing the Starlight, they're doing
Okay.
Midway, 14th, 15th, 16th.
So Buckingham would be a crazy show. That'd be like because it's small.
Yeah.
And just
Where is it? I've never heard of it.
just above the old Funky Pickle.
Oh,
there.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like that'd be a sweet show. Like
Yeah, it's one of those, you don't see that type of band that is already kind of, at least on the Canadian, made it in those venues.
yeah, that's a cool idea.
Good point.
So it's really cool that they're doing something like that. It's
So how many would be able to get into each one of those venues to watch?
not many.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Midway is the bigger one, and then Starlight Room is like I think 500,
Yeah.
and then Buckingham might be like 150, but barely, maybe even 100.
Starlight's
Not
a
even-
small venue.
I was there
Unless
last
they
night.
open up the back.
That they
Back
do
room. Was
the
it there
full-
last night? Who was there?
Hoxley Workman. Striptease. Jealous of your cigarette. Smoke baby. Like 20 years ago, he was popular.
I got a story about him though.
Do you really?
Should I tell that story?
Yeah.
or No. Well, because I have the North Country Fair toucan, and he came up to the North Country Fair one year, which is I think going into their 45th year, just like outside Slave Lake. And it's just during the summer solstice, so it's the longest days of the year. So the band start at 1 a.m. and play till the sun comes up because the sun only goes down for like a couple hours. And he was there playing in the afternoon, and they have a side stage, this Firefly. They call it the Firefly stage. And they have these, I think, are spruce trees, and they are like the biggest trees you've ever seen in your entire life. And Hoxie Workman is like on a side stage in the afternoon, maybe 50 people, kind of, like it's kind of in the afternoon. and
Yeah, it's a weird
It's
time.
2 days or 3 days into the festival. Not a lot of people there. And he's looking around and he's looking at these trees and he's just blown away by the beauty of the whole thing, the whole festival. But he's like, look at these trees. He's like, they're so huge. And he's like, don't tell anybody about this festival because he doesn't want it overrun. And there used to be a sticker called "Don't tell anybody about the North Country Fair," and that was like their marketing. It was almost like anti-marketing.
So now you're ruining it because you're telling people about the
I've always been an advocate of the North Country Fair ever since I went for the first time in 2000. So like I'm never gonna stop, but you have to be kind of willing to camp, and it's not for the casual like music concert goer. So you kind of have to be pretty hardcore to. And it was cold last year. It was brutally cold.
He's a different cat for sure. great musician. Like,
Yeah, Hoxley Workman was good.
Yeah.
He was doing just a solo, like it was just a solo set. Like
Yeah,
he
last
didn't have
night-
the band or anything, and so there was just
last
him
night
and another guy, right?
him and his piano man, Mr. Lonely.
Yeah,
And like he played drums and
they
guitar.
can do full sets though, just the two of them,
Yeah.
like, full on.
Yeah, usually he has his band, but and it was all deep cuts too. None of his like singles or anything
I
like
wonder if he
that.
doesn't like to play the like striptease. I wonder if he doesn't like to play that because
He played it yesterday.
Did he actually
It was
play
like
it? Okay,
different though.
right on.
And then so I was with a date, and then my brother brought his date, and she was from Azerbaijan. I'm like F1. She's like, yes, we have an F1 race. Is there anything you know about Azerbaijan besides F1? I'm like, no, you. And my brother hadn't been, she hadn't been, and then Jen hadn't been, and she's like, "Hey, what is this?" And I was just listen to it. And by the end, they were all like, "That was really good."
Is it a good crowd?
It wasn't full, but like there's enough room that you can move around. But it was pretty full, so a few hundred people. But
Have you ever been Starlight?
No.
It's interesting.
It's a cool.
heritage
It's got a slanted floor towards the stage, so the
Other-
stage
other
is
way,
here.
up towards the
Because
stage.
the old Citadel
Up
Theater,
towards
right?
the stage.
Right.
Okay.
It's
So,
weird
yeah,
because
that
I
would
thought it
make
was the other way
sense,
too, but it's actually up
It
towards
is
the
up
stage.
Up towards the stage.
Yeah.
But then if you're in the back, you wouldn't be able to.
Well,
see
in the
because
back there's like an elevated
You
area
go
with a
stand.
bar,
And that area used to be the stage.
Oh,
of the
really? So
Citadel,
they
right?
flipped
That's
it
why
That's why it went down. So they flipped it. It's where Nirvana played famously.
Nirvana did play there.
Wow.
Yep.
Before Dave Grohl was in the band, it was just Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
It's Novoselic there.
it's a heritage building,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
got a
one that
long
I hope
history.
if they ever were like, we're gonna shut down, it'd be like, I hope someone jumps up like, no, we're keeping this going.
Well, it's
Like,
30, they celebrated 30 years in 2019 as a music venue. So like just any stretch of
going.
being a music venue is like that's a pretty good run.
There was some old time rock and roll being played downstairs because there's the other venue downstairs, and some slick Ricks with
at,
their Silver Fox looks were some harmonica and
River City Revival House.
is that what it is?
Yeah, they got good food
Yeah,
too.
it was
because it used to be called the Brick,
Yeah, Bricks, yeah.
yeah.
the Bricks.
Yeah.
And then there's the
Two
spot
X's.
behind it, the Starlight Room. There's that like there's a wall that like comes up and there's another little venue.
Oh,
that's behind
Temple,
part.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Temple?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one's Temple.
So for the
yesterday.
smaller shows, like they've got Wacken Open, or so the biggest metal festival in the world is Wacken in Germany in August, and bands like battle it out to be the Canadian representative and go to Germany and play.
That's
in
cool.
front of like 60,000 people, and so on, the Temple stage is used for those, and those are running on Thursdays. And round 3 is this week actually.
Oh, cool.
You get your tickets in advance through starlightroom.ca. This is I could just did all these plugs on my show last Friday.
So you know 'em all.
But starlightroom.ca is like for all the tickets to all the shows. But I mean, the people that run that venue are really important, and it's huge. It's a really important venue for the city.
Now we've lost so many venues. That like the pawn shop's coming back, but it's really the same. Like it's the same.
Well, it's
spot.
Union Hall.
right?
Yeah.
But so it's
Yeah.
not like we've gained another venue. They've just renamed it.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
pawn shop used to have the Needle, used to have the Wonder Bar. There's just so many different ones we can go to that we
It's
used to
tough,
have.
like venue economics. I mean, I wouldn't get into it on purpose. That's for sure.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh shoot, I forgot. Whatever, it's okay. No, I do remember.
Okay.
Oh, so okay. Besides Rodgers Place, they're building that 5,000 seat event center, and I saw yesterday they had a backhoe. I think they're tearing down they had that winter Epcot Carnival.
They had the ice castles,
ice
which they shut
castles.
down 2 weeks early because it was too warm.
I
Yeah,
saw them tearing that down on Saturday.
yeah.
Is that going to be in that parking lot kind of to the east?
Yeah,
east?
Where the big tent.
Across from Epcot Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, talking to friends that still work for OEG and that are overseeing some of that, it's going to be amazing. Like they said, like buckle up. We're going to get a great venue that is going to blow us away.
Yeah, I could feel that gap, right?
Yeah.
We've kind of always been it's just there's always been a venue gap there, right? There's always been the big one, and then that 5,000 seat. You know, there isn't like the Jubilee is a thing and the WinSphere is a thing, but I think that
The Expo Center, I've seen a couple shows there.
Yeah,
and it's a nice size. Like, but it's that size you need.
it's a conference hall.
Yeah.
So like,
But in the arena area. in the
Yeah.
Expo Center, like where.
Oh, sorry, the
Where the
Expo
Stingers
Center.
Yeah,
play.
no, not the conference
Yeah,
center.
no, you're right. I was
No,
thinking
although I did see Queens of Stone Age at the conference center. It was great.
Center,
It
like
was
the Edmonton
great.
Convention Center is a good, like, because I saw Powerwolf and Dragon Force there, and that was the size of show that needed that venue. But maybe next time it goes to the new one.
But the Expo Center,
take a
where
couple
like their
years.
Edmonton Ice used to play or something, saw one there, and it was
Yeah.
actually pretty nice. Primus, I saw there.
Yeah, I saw
Primus sucks.
Pretty sure I saw.
Do they really?
There.
That's the thing you say.
Oh, that's what you say.
This new venue though, is that going to be like an arena for like sports too, or just
No,
it's just
it's
concerts?
event center basically.
It's an indoor-outdoor event
indoor
center.
outdoor, so it can open up and I still don't understand fully. Like they were trying to describe it to me. You know Patty Garland, right?
Well, very well.
Yeah, you know Patty
It was
G
at his
well.
wedding.
Him and my buddy Kyle Ferguson.
Yeah.
They're describing it to me, and I'm like, that sounds awesome. They're like, yeah, and it's gonna be attached to the there'll be a pedway to the arena, and so they'll clear up that parking lot, and I'm sure they could do watch parties in there.
Yeah, that
and I think
sounds
that's getting phase 2 of Ice District going on the north side, and then they announced one of the buildings in Ice District just got sold. They're going to put a 35-story tower right in there. So
Residential?
residential. It was built ready to have a tower go up there. A few things fell through, so some movement coming up, which is good for our downtown. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it was supposed to be so big and grandiose from
Yeah.
the beginning, and it just all stalled out at, at what it is, and so
got
it'd be
value
great.
engineered.
Yeah, it'll be good to get it going and help your guys' property value just across the street too, right?
I wouldn't mind that. Also, Ian, if you're listening, I wouldn't mind getting that hole in my ceiling fixed.
This doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, the hot tub isn't even fixed. The hot tub, they did maintenance on it and it leaked. And my unit is literally right below the hot tub. And so I have this nice, cool new hole in my ceiling in my kitchen.
Like a big hole?
What, Maddie, did you see it? I
You should show me a picture.
I woke up and I'm like, what the hell? I had chlorine water from the hot tub dripping on my island. And they did some maintenance and some of the pipes had cracks in them. So
Oh boy,
yeah, it leaked right onto my
that's
right
gotta
through my
be-
ceiling.
that's got to be an insurance claim though, isn't it?
That's gonna be theirs. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah, that'll get
Not
covered.
you.
That'll get covered easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just having to get it fixed.
yeah, for
But I
sure.
had company over last night. I'm like, well, here's my new ceiling hole. Please don't look at it too much. She's like, oh my God, what happened? I'm like, hot tub. She's like, do you want to go in the hot tub? She's like, or she asked me. I'm like, it's under maintenance right now. I don't know if you saw the sign in the elevator.
Well, that's been a while because you talked about that like a month ago.
Maybe it's just a time
Yeah,
machine, right?
it's been a few weeks, but they had to come and assess it. And yikes.
Need the energy drink for that.
Now, Tommy, all us guys are always jealous of your hair, but I've been, sitting here, we're across from each other. So,
Yeah.
did you do something different with it? Because I'm like, holy crap, Tommy's hair always looks great, but it looks even better today. Like,
Are you
what the hell?
serious?
Like,
Okay, I was expecting that to go the other way. Your hair looks good usually, but and I was
No,
expecting
because
Tommy
it's
hair looks like crap today.
tilted this way a little bit instead of just straight back, maybe. Like, I don't know. It's just
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Murray.
I'm
I did
the heck?
go back to the original Swedish hair cream that I really liked.
Yeah.
Chantal had run out of it. And then she gave me this other kind of same company. And it was like, it pulled. It was like really tacky. And I was using that for a couple months because they're like pretty decent sized containers. And then finally she got the good stuff back in. And so I've been using that the last little bit.
So maybe that's it.
Thank you. Oh man, confidence
It's
boost.
just like, I don't know. Just it's like I said, every guy's jealous of your hair always, but thank goodness today I'm like, I want that. Can I get that?
Yeah, let me just pop it off. We're
Yeah.
like Legos.
I don't know if the lighter color might work with my skin color.
Throw some salt and pepper in there.
Oh, come on. A little more pepper
No, you're
than
good.
salt,
You got
please.
the flow going too.
A little more salt than or pepper than pepper than salt.
Yeah,
please,
more pepper. Yeah. Thank you, Marie.
We're 20 minutes into the show. Shall we get to it finally?
Yeah.
Boy.
Silver medalists. The Americans knock off Canada in 3-on-3 overtime, 2-1. We were slightly talking about it before the show a little bit. We'll get all everyone's thoughts on that. It's a hard one to swallow because this isn't sour grapes. This isn't trying to just. This is just legit. Canada was the better team. Outside of one, the Americans had the best player on the ice in the end. Like Connor Hellebuck had the best game of anyone yesterday.
So,
And the Canadians, though, were the better team from largely start to finish of the regulation. And I can list off 5 different opportunities where Canada, if they just score one, it's likely over. But it hurts because we were the better team, but we don't get the gold medal. And we're not gold medalists. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to be like, we're the champs. So they earned it in the end. It just sucks that we couldn't get it, couldn't finish it.
well, my first thought on that, though, is that their goaltender not part of their team?
But it's one player.
Sure.
If we rank the best players in those games yesterday, it starts with Connor Hellebuck, then you're listing off a bunch of Canadians, and then you get to an American.
I for sure. If you take the skaters, absolutely, Canada's ice was tilted almost the entire game. But everyone knew that Connor Hellebuck is a Vezina Trophy winner last year, Hart Trophy winner last year. He's the best goalie in the world. He's part of their team. We knew that we were going to have a heck of a time getting the puck past him, and we did. And there was, like you said, ample opportunities that we coulda, shoulda, and didn't. But
McDavid breakaway, Celebrini breakaway, McKinnon missing an empty net, Devin Taves getting robbed, but also not getting that into the net, and a 5-on-3 without a goal.
And those the one that the puck was flipped over Hellebuck and was going in the net, and Charlie McAvoy saved
right.
it.
Yeah.
So there was like 6 different opportunities that you just sit there and be like, this game could have been out of hand quickly.
Yeah.
Or not quickly, but in the third period or something, we could have just been up huge and we couldn't get it done. It hurts.
Yeah, it does.
It felt like it's kind of, or I thought 2 things. Like, one was, this feels kind of like when the Oilers kind of outplay somebody, and then they just end up losing the period. Like, they have such a really good first period, and they're just totally killing them, and then they're down 1-0 because the other team scores. And then for the overtime, I was like, I can't handle 20 minutes of 3-on-3 like this. It's just like just too up and down, right? I mean, it would have been great and entertaining, but like 20 minutes, like, do you really 20 minutes?
Only lasted
hard.
like 50 seconds.
What was it? I don't even know.
It was really
minute
quick.
I just shut off the TV.
Yeah, I couldn't watch
Wasn't
the
it the
highlights.
third shift? Wasn't it that scored that when
It
the
was
goal
pretty
was
quick.
Canada got possession, went one way, went the other way. There was the huge save, went this 4th possession, I would say.
McDavid fanned on that rush.
Well, there was 3 shifts for Canada. 3 different forward groups came up.
Right.
McDavid came back out again.
Off, another shift came on, and then McDavid
141 into OT.
Even just McDavid tried to be the hero, and he tried too much to me in overtime when you're going up against 3 great players in the America. This is the NHL. This is a different level. McCourt made a mistake. McKinnon made a mistake. Like, there was just like all 3 made mistakes to me on that last possession there, and there was just no shot for Binnington to stop that on 3-on-3, even though he'd made an earlier save. But it's a shame because, like, we're sitting like to where you're like, Hellebuck's part of that team, had Devin Taves and Nathan McKinnon potted those, he wouldn't have been the star of the game. It would have been the Canadians.
Yeah.
It would have been 2-1, or it would have been 3-1, or whatever it might have been.
Would they have had time to practice 3-on-3 as a team, you think? Would there have been enough time for that?
You know what, Mark? Teams don't really do that.
Or practice 3-on-3?
Going to Oilers practice for 18 years, I haven't seen them practice 3-on-3.
I wasn't sure, right? Like,
Yeah, like
Even like the announcers were talking about the 5-on-3 power play looking a little disjointed because it's probably something they never had any practice time
it's possible.
obviously, right?
that they would spend on 5-on-3.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the USA had a couple of great chances too. The
did.
goalpost crossbar and out there late in the third period and whatnot. I mean, but at the end of the day, this was one hell of a hockey game. Like, one of the best hockey games any of us have ever watched in our lives.
Amazing.
So far, and a great display for the game, great display for the NHL. Absolutely sucks that we lost. Heartbreaking. I mean, my wife saw me in a way yesterday. Like, I don't think my wife fully understood what this game was to guys like us, right? Because I'm screaming and yelling, and when they scored the goal, like, I blew the roof off the house, and and now, you get a little depressed after and like whatever. I mean, it's like, it sucks.
I at one point looked outside just into downtown from my living room, and I just like sat there, and I was like sad, and I looked, and there was nobody walking around. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like half the country, if not all the country, is just sulking right now.
Yeah.
Myself included. And Maddie, I didn't have the heart to even watch a highlight.
I won't.
I
Yeah,
Like anytime I'm on Twitter, like,
and
and it was just like a wanted to be on social a little bit yesterday for looking at some things, and then it's just like the moment I saw hockey things, like scroll, like I don't want to.
I watched the medal ceremony though too, and they were giving him the stuffies.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think it was
McKinnon's face
total
was
gold.
unbelievable,
Just
yeah.
like saw it and was just like, oh. But the looks, yeah, some of the guys like getting silver, like and then they get the stuffy next, and they're just like,
That replaced the flowers. Remember they used to give flowers to
So
the
now they
medal
do a
winners?
stuffy?
They give them a stuffy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess if you have a
meaning.
kid,
I
you give
heard
it to
what the
them.
meaning was, but it kind of went in one ear and out the
was the
other because I was a
mascots,
little
yeah.
depressed
Yeah.
yesterday. But I don't know.
Yeah, I had zero interest in watching medal ceremony. Didn't want to watch those Americans. Didn't want to see any of it. I can't imagine being like a McKinnon or a Taves. Just now that's in your mind. Like you had, like Celebrini, McDavid. Okay, there's a breakaway, whatever. You still have to go up against Hellebuck. Breakaways aren't always guaranteed or whatever. But McKinnon missed it. He missed an empty net. It was and Taves, like, how many times do we see that and the goalie doesn't get the stick and it goes out?
Yeah.
Like it goes in the net and it's just like that will be just ingrained in their mind that they had
I was
a chance.
screaming already. When I saw him shoot that puck and the net was empty, I'm like, score!
McKinnon?
yeah,
Or Taves.
Taves.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
They kept showing
what?
the replay,
What?
too.
How does that not in it?
I think
did
I
he
yelled,
save
like,
that?
how does that not go in?
I was like, please stop showing the replay of that. Like, I don't need to see it for like the sixth, seventh time. Like,
You got to give USA the credit though. I mean, sure, 5-on-5 in the game. We were the ice was tilted, but they got the win, and I really loved the way they honored Johnny Gaudreau,
Yes.
and they
was
had
beautiful.
his jersey around, had his kids out on for the team photo and stuff like that. I mean, that was touching, and it brings a little life back into the sadness that we were feeling, right?
That is a good way to sum it up.
because he had never met his kids, right?
I think the boy, yeah.
His last one.
Last one, yeah.
Yeah, and
She
it was his
pregnant
birthday
when he
too
died, yeah.
yesterday, apparently. So, the first 15 minutes of that game, how good was that hockey? Just
Well, I
the
woke
pace.
up and
Incredible.
I turned it on. And it was 1-0, so I missed the first like
Well,
few
it was the
minutes.
first shot on net, I think, wasn't it?
It was. They would end up
was.
in the first shot.
Yeah, so you said it's kind of like it felt like Oilers-ish or whatever. Like, yeah, they let in the first shot on
shot
net
off
of the
right
game.
And that was a rough one because Taves and McCarr
Got walked.
Just that, yeah, wasn't
Similar
good.
to the
And then
Marner goal
Binnington
in
can't get
overtime,
the
though,
save.
Right? Like Marner went right in between two guys and like freaking
Three guys, and-
So I mean, it can happen, right? Like,
But
at that
McCarr's supposed
level,
to be the
right?
best in the world.
And they
And
got
Taves is up there, like, and I'm a huge Cale McCarr fan, and look, he's the one that
Is Matt
scored the
Boldy-
goal for us.
Boldy's with
but-
what Minnesota,
Minnesota,
right?
and he just like all he did really, if you look at it, is he just chipped it up.
Yes,
And I think he got a piece of it when he chipped it, and it like squirted forward, and then he just zipped through them, and then that was a nice move on Binnington. So
after 2 weeks of watching this hockey, I mean, hey, it's going to suck to go back to watching like a
Yes.
Seattle versus Anaheim on a Wednesday night. But can we end the narrative that there's anybody in the world that is close to Connor McDavid? Connor McDavid
that
is
should
the
have
best
ended years
player
ago.
in the world. Period. Nathan McKinnon he was sick and maybe a little dinged up,
Yep.
but Connor McDavid is head and shoulders above Nathan McKinnon. And that old narrative, I think this is an older narrative, but Austin Matthews compared, give your head a shake. Connor McDavid is the best player
he's
in the world.
the most talented
by
player.
far.
But there are now more questions, I think, on his legacy than there were yesterday.
It didn't
Sure,
take
on the
long.
legacy,
It's-
but not as a
No, absolutely, but it's when it's on the line. Game 7 of the Cup final a couple years
It
ago.
took
Game
like
6 of the
20
line
minutes
last
for me
year.
to see that graphic.
And then
0
this
points.
is 0 points.
Yeah.
And I know there's the defenders, because I understand both sides of this, but there's the defenders saying that just says that when McDavid gets shut down, he doesn't have a supporting cast. But the other side to that, to me, is the best players of the greatest of all time. When we're talking about the greats, not just an average player, we're talking about the greats here. When we're talking about the Messiers and the Gretzkys and the Crosbys, and you could bring this to other sports, the Bradys and the Mahomes and all that. They elevate in those moments. It doesn't matter that you can't shut them down. You can't take them out of the game. They find their way into that game. And one time, it's one thing. A second time, okay, but the third time, there he is left the bulletin board material out there for historians as we
got
go.
the Four Nations goal, though, right?
And that's, but then that comes out.
But now
What do we
we're-
believe of Four Nations?
It's created
yeah,
that
yeah.
side debate. It's like, well, is it anything? Well, I mean, a year ago at this time, how politically charged was everything?
That was a huge one.
Well, it still is.
That moment, yeah, like that was a huge moment. The Americans were watching it just as much as the Canadians were, and
yeah.
But does that go on the resume? Is that
don't
something
know.
when McDavid's career is all over, we sit there and like, yeah, but he won that Four Nations.
a one and done, quote unquote, tournament like that. I mean, there's no prestige compared to the Olympics,
No,
or
of course not.
even the World Cup of Hockey, which is coming back in 2028.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
The World Cup of Hockey will be, they just need to get consistent.
Okay,
Do it every
so is that
4
just
years
the
and
Four
build.
Nations or what's going
Well,
on?
they're gonna
there? What
add-
is that?
No, they'll add the
4 more
countries.
teams or whatever.
Yeah, they'll make it like it used to be.
Yeah.
8 nations, probably,
yeah, I
whatever.
think so.
Having said though, he's the best player in the world. He's not a perfect hockey player. And,
No.
you know,
Yeah,
to,
almost,
to
but
two
yeah.
things there, or a couple of things in that in the overtime. 2 times he goes 1-on-3.
Yeah.
He should have settled that down and look for support and not try to do it all himself against 3 elite superstar players. It's not like he's playing the Columbus Blue Jackets and their players in this moment. So he should have settled down. And it's not just McDavid. That when that puck got turned over on the eventual goal, if you look at that replay, and I've watched it, you guys aren't watching replays. I've watched it 100 times now, probably because
Why do you torture yourself, Murray?
well, I mean, the back check on McDavid and more so McCarr, but
Yes.
both of them was pathetic. I mean, they
play
were
defense the whole
waiting
time,
for
you
the
know.
opportunity. They were expecting something to happen. It would turn back up the ice, and
Yeah.
they could fly
Fly in
the
the
other way.
zone.
But they needed to. I mean, they're both gliding.
I did.
Bust your butts back there and break that crap up, and they didn't do it. So I was I was disappointed in that moment.
Yeah.
That the best D-man in the world and the best player period in the world didn't bust their butts on the back check.
I fibbed. I did watch it a couple of times to see how it went in when
Yeah.
Hughes shot it, and Connor had the best view in the house of it. It was
Yeah.
right there.
Puck watch. And we've
Yeah.
seen that in Edmonton too. I mean, there's
Bennington came
yeah,
way
big
out too,
moments
right,
in
for
his
that?
He was playing out all
where-
game.
That's true.
Yeah.
He was playing out all game. Maddie in the Nash, respectfully, you are effing insane saying this. Connor is GOAT. It was one of the best players. It was all of the best players. There are no one got it done, not just him. The flip side to that, Maddie, is that when we're talking about legacies, is that McKinnon and McCarr have rings. Crosby has rings and a gold medal, and
Multiple gold
and there's not a lot of all timers that we're talking about here in Canada. Yeah, the whole team didn't we talked about all the other guys that didn't score and didn't get it done fully. I'm talking about when Connor's career's over. There's still time to go get a ring, to go get these things. But he's, how old's he now?
29.
29. So you're almost in the 30s.
Yep.
You'll be 32. I think him and McKinnon will be 32. I think I read yesterday at the next Olympics. That resume builder for the conversation of the Mount Rushmore of hockey afterwards, or all that. That's when this comes up. It's not taking away his talent. As Murray said, he is the most talented player in the world, and that still doesn't. Crosby was talking about how unbelievable his performance was this tournament, but it's talking about that the guy's not getting. And this isn't like those questions are happening of Josh Allen in the NFL. They're questions of Lamar Jackson in the NFL about, well, these guys can't win in the playoffs. They can't go get it done. And was it that fair or not? That's sure, that's up to everyone to decide. But in the end, the conversation around Connor now is going to be, can this guy get it done? Because if he had points in all those 3 games, then there's the argument of his supporting cast just doesn't help him.
Right.
But 3 games he didn't, of Stanley Cup clincher a couple years ago, Game 6 last year, gold medal game this year, couldn't get a point. And does the pressure get to him? And this was, if I'm not mistaken, this was something that Yzerman had to deal with for a large part of his career. If I'm not mistaken, it took him
Murray,
a long
you
time.
might know that better. I remember Stevie Y with the Wings losing and then winning.
And Dan Marino in football never won. I mean, and where does he rank in the? He's absolutely one of the best quarterbacks that have ever played the game, but he never won a big game, and so his legacy is not the same as a Joe Montana, even though he's probably pretty comparable in ability, right?
Well, Montana had 4 Super Bowls he won.
Yeah, he was 4-0.
Well, and Ovechkin's only going to have 1, right?
And it took him a long time.
But he's got
Yeah,
it.
it took him a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
And there was questions about, will he ever get it? And that was always going to be a knock on him if he didn't get it done. Because he doesn't have a gold medal for the Olympics.
No.
That was the only thing he was going to have.
I remember around Washington, especially when they kind of peaked in the early 2010s, and then they started to taper off a little bit, like 2015, 2016-ish. They were saying that Washington was Ovechkin's country club. It was too comfortable around there for him. And then they go and they win that one and kind of shut everybody up.
Changes the narrative for sure.
They were the Sharks of the East.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great way to describe it because the Sharks could always get like right there but never finish it off.
Another piece that's not getting talked about a lot with the game yesterday is the absence of Sidney Crosby and Josh Morrissey.
Yeah.
Josh Morrissey, I mean, the only puck-moving good, like, top-end defenseman in transition that they had without Morrissey in the lineup is McCarr. I mean, Taves is
all right. I like
is
Taves.
there too, but they missed Josh Morrissey big time,
Yep.
and then you throw in Crosby and that extra depth that wasn't producing. If he was there, they probably would have.
Like he would have been out their second unit for the power or for the overtime.
He would have been, absolutely.
Could you just imagine being in that moment, the third period, overtime, whatever, and you're looking down the bench and you see Crosby, and I would feel as though it'd be like, okay, we got this. He's here.
Yeah.
We've got him, and he's done this. And if he's not freaking out, I'm not freaking out. I mean, just that impact.
Still need like some urgency to it though.
Well, yeah.
But, like I said to my girlfriend, I was like, no way Bouchard could have kept up in that game. Like, no way. Absolutely no way. It was so
Why
fast.
does it always go to that immediately? And B, like, in this, how did we not recognize that he would have been exposed so quickly on his defensive game?
He's so great for the Oilers, and I still love him as a player. Like, it's just,
and that's okay.
The conversation was kind of funny because I'm like, I don't know if he'll actually be able to handle that because he's almost like too calm. Like there's no urgency to his game at all, and like that you needed some urgency in that game yesterday. And I just feel like he would have been like way behind.
Well, he has stepped his game up the last couple of years in the playoffs.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
and I'm all like,
sure.
I keep him all day long. Like I love him as a player here, just in terms of that conversation of him, like, would have been better. I mean, missing Josh Morrissey, right? Like, I mean, would have Bouchard, like, probably not. Like, I think Morrissey probably.
Well, Morrissey played. He played in game one. He got hurt in the tournament.
Yeah. So they did miss him. I was obviously, and it was okay that Bouchard wasn't there. Let him rest for the tail end of our season here.
But the flip side to all this is that the roster construction is that Tay scores. It was the perfect. It was they was the right. They were right. They got the roster right because they won and they just blew so many chances.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get over those.
No, and like even like roster construction, even. Like it's an Edmonton narrative for the most part. Hyman and Bouch should have been on the team.
Connor McDavid, the argument is he needs wingers. People can't play with him. Well, they found someone to play with him because he set the most points.
Yeah. And although Connor was getting frustrated several times, you could see him calling for the puck going through the neutral zone and guys weren't feeding it to him where the guys that know him and play with him maybe would have. But I mean, ultimately, if there was one change that was happening on forward, it was not going to be Zach Hyman going. If there was one change on D, it was not going to be Evan Bouchard going. Like,
I mean, that's okay. I think that's okay.
Sure.
Like, let them rest. Let them rest. I don't know.
And it is, it's just an Edmonton. Those two being on the team is an Edmonton narrative. That's my point.
I think that's a good point, Maria. That's very fair. Also, when Sam Bennett took those penalties, the amount of hate he was getting, I had people texting me like expletive-laden messages about Sam Bennett, and I was like, oh, okay, like deep breath. He's won a couple Stanley Cups. You hated him in the playoffs because of how effective he was. He's here for a reason. Yes, he should have had more control and composure, but there's nothing like this, and it's amazing how when you take the focus off the team, but then you take what happened with the team and put it to their club team, like Bouchard, like Bennett, Crosby, whatever, Morrissey, and you're just like, wow, we really pull strings on these discussions.
Well, I think so many of the guys that were on the team, I mean, they're great offensive players in their own teams with players they're familiar playing with in a system, the systems that they're used to playing because they're kind of developed for them. Where you get into this situation, I mean, you saw who the dynamic players were, and who could create the stuff in their own. I mean, Connor.
Yeah.
But I mean, McKinnon. I mean,
Marner a little bit.
Marner a little bit. And for sure. I mean, there's, and he was the big. I've gotten a bazillion texts from people saying, "Well, Bedard," and yeah, absolutely. If Bedard would have been there, that would have been a second dynamic line with McKinnon. But Bedard was hurt. Even when I said this a couple of weeks back, even when he came back from his injury, he wasn't taking faceoffs because he was still hurt. He couldn't take them. So to think that he could have, if he was there and healthy like he was at the beginning of the year when he was right there with Celebrini and McDavid in the points in the NHL, absolutely, that Connor Bedard would have been on the Olympic team and been a big difference. But he was hurt, so he couldn't be there, and so that is not really something that can play a factor in the roster construction.
Totally. And ultimately, like Maddie said, those chances that they missed, if they score, that team is perfect, and we're like, we shouldn't have complained because they got it done. We were a gimmicky 3-on-3 overtime away from having a golden team.
Yeah. Like I understand there could have been maybe better improvements to this team, but the full criticisms of this roster to me are just a little short-sighted in a sense, because they got within one goal of winning the gold medal game, and it was 3-on-3, and they were the better team. Yeah. And there's all these opportunities that, I guess maybe one or two players could have potentially made the difference, but they could have also messed with the team. We don't fully know. It was close.
The players were there.
They were good enough.
The players were there, got hurt. Josh Morrissey and Sidney Crosby.
Who knows what happens then to like Radko Gudas. Maybe he'll have a tough time playing in Canada the next little bit whenever his team rolls through town, because took out Sidney Crosby.
He did. He was impressive in that game to me, though. I thought
Gudas,
his mouth, and when he was going to the penalty box there, probably a little over the top. But
that's him. He's a thorn, right? It's funny. I was listening to Jessie Pierce from NHL.com. She covers the Minnesota Wild. She was on with the boys in the morning, and she said that, I mean, now that the U.S. had won, like that's the perfect team, right? But she said going into the tournament, Cole Caulfield not being on there, Jason Robertson, Bill Guerin was taking a bunch of heat for not bringing those guys. Lane Hudson. Yeah. But now it's like they won. Like, what are you going to complain about? They didn't lose a single game. There were some close calls, absolutely, but ultimately he was right.
Was it Joaquin that said there was no power play goals? They didn't let in any power play.
Not a single one.
Not a single one, including the 5-on-3 against.
Is it 18 for 18?
Offensive juggernaut Canadian team, man.
And they talked about the broadcast yesterday that Hellebuck, there was questions whether he should be the goalie going into this, and
he was amazing.
Bennington too.
Bennington proved that he should have been.
Bennington was good.
The only thing is, 4 years from now, he can't be our goalie. Like, he's just the age-wise, he'll be too old.
He'll be 36, right?
Yeah.
4 years?
If we're talking 4 years from now, like, maybe there's a potential he could still be part of the team at the World Cup in 2 years. But
when you look at some of the up-and-coming Canadians, I mean,
he's 32, so he'd be 36.
There's a lot of really good Canadians up-and-coming. And
is that including goaltending, though?
But that's what I was just going to say. You tell me who the goaltenders are going to be in 4 years.
Because Schaefer, Bedard to this team, Celebrini with some more experience. You still have McDavid, McKinnon, McCourt. Like, there's a nice roster there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, McKenna is going to be playing.
Absolutely. Suzuki, But what is going to happen with goaltending?
Who's going to be the goaltender in this team in 4 years?
No idea.
How old is Logan Thompson? I mean,
I think he's in his 30s now, early 30s. Yeah.
Skinner's doing okay though, isn't he? In Pittsburgh,
Thompson's 28.
Sorry.
Soon.
Logan Thompson's 28.
He said that.
So maybe Thompson.
He's in the
he was
mix.
fine and will always be fine. I'm not sure what the issue
Don't
there
you
was.
dare say that, Mark. How dare you use rationale and logic and common sense?
I still think Pickard would be all good. Just let him go.
Not for Canada, obviously. We're talking about the Oilers.
For the Oilers, yes.
Yeah.
Not for Canada.
Like last year, the third goalie was Montembeault, who's young, but now he's the third stringer on Montreal.
Tough go.
That was a blip on the screen, though, a couple of years ago. Where it's like, oh, this guy could be it. And then,
nope.
Not so much.
Pizza guy Justin said all McKinnon had to do was reach 6 more inches and poke that puck in the corner. He gave up and lost the battle. And then says, talk about how much of a plug Marchand was.
He was.
He didn't look good.
Did he go beside? WTF did he do besides go see sightseeing? I I thought even in Four Nations, I thought the game got too quick for Marchand, and I
agree.
I feel like it was the same
I
thing
was
here.
stunned. He was one of the first 6, the original 6 they put on the
I
team.
know.
I'm like,
So
what?
was Sam Reinhart.
Sam Reinhart, who was like every time he went out there, like a rare shift for Sam
Yeah, because
Reinhart.
he was bottom forward in the Four Nations too.
Would
Reinhart was.
Braden Point have been better? He was hurt. Remember, he was supposed to be on the team.
Yeah.
You know, there's another guy I kind of didn't get a lot of discussion around him because we just kind of forgot about him. I was pleasantly surprised with Mark Stone. I was worried that it would be too quick for him, but he seemed to be okay.
He not yesterday, and he didn't
Well,
really.
yesterday.
He didn't show up. I didn't really notice him yesterday, so I
Yeah, I
think
meant
ineffective in the
tournament-wise,
against the better
But
team.
Good
yeah.
point.
Yeah, and if he's old too, he won't be on the next one. I'll be interested to see how many guys get shut down. Like how injured is he didn't play it yesterday. I don't know if Sidney
I thought he
Crosby's
tore
playing
his
away
knee.
the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And
I thought first thing I thought of is that's the last time I was going to see him skate, to be honest with you. I thought that was the end of his career.
Did you see how his knees were bent in?
Yeah, that's
when
what I'm
Gudas
saying.
hopped
Like,
on
I
him?
thought that was it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's it for Crosby. I mean, that's
I don't think he was as close. He said, "Oh, I was close." I don't think. he was
No,
that
I don't
close.
think so either.
And you talk about Marchand. Well, I mean, there is rumors out there that both him and Kachuk
Yeah.
are going to get shut down and not play
Ouch.
anymore this year. So
Friedman did say going into the Olympics on his podcast that he believes that there's a few players that have been playing through injuries to get to the Olympics so that they could play at the Olympics, that after the Olympics would get shut down.
yeah,
how does that
at least
work
for a
like
while.
financially though? Like, if they go to the Olympics and play, like, they had insurance on their wages, right?
Yeah. That's
It's the
who
same
pays
So
in
it.
does
the
that come
NHL,
off the
yeah.
cap then?
No.
No, it's just who's paying.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
But that still would be on the cap. And but like if you're Florida,
Because that was part of the challenge about getting those players to the Olympics was the insurance part of it, I think, at one point, right? Was the sort of why they didn't go.
well, who's paying for the
Part of why
insurance or
they didn't go.
something? And
Yeah.
I think it was like they wanted the IHF to pay for it or wherever it worked.
They basically had to, I don't know, for a lack of a better descriptor, negotiate a mini CBA for them to go to the Olympics within the CBA.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
kind of complicated.
On the injury front, anyone see these two fingers taped together on Connor McDavid?
Yeah, apparently the middle and the ring finger.
These
are
two
taped.
fingers were taped together.
Oh, frick.
So
Broken.
He was shaking hands with the hand that was had them taped together. If you have a broken finger, I'm not shaking your hand.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's anything serious. But when you see Connor McDavid with two fingers taped together, you're like, oh shit.
Go to the tape. Go to the tape. Rewind the tape. See
So the trainers had to do the old cut the hole and attach the two fingers on the glove.
Well, I don't know that
That's a
type
duo.
of detail
That's-
on it.
That happens sometimes.
It was certainly noticed not by everybody, obviously, in the handshake line. But my goodness,
Didn't have the
that's-
heart to watch it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to watch that. I wasn't going to watch anything. But I saw people talking about that.
Yeah.
And people are saying Leon was banged up a little bit but going in. But,
Yeah.
you know, we'll see what the two statuses of those two guys are coming back and how ready they're go. And what the Oilers Wednesday they play. We'll see when McDavid's ready to go for the Oilers.
8:30 start.
Oh, great.
How do we go from? How do the players that were just in the Olympics go from that to?
I don't know.
To playing Anaheim on a Wednesday night.
Well, we got it with the Four Nations last year. Like after that final, it's just like everything was kind of like, oh, it's from fans' perspective, it was a little harder. The Americans are apparently they might take a while to get to their teams.
I was going to
We're
say,
going
like,
to the White House
load
tomorrow.
management, eh?
They got invited to the
White House.
State of the Union address. Oh,
And the
God.
White House.
Yeah.
tomorrow. So it sounds like a lot of the players aren't going to be back with their teams to play on Wednesday, maybe
Yeah.
Thursday.
You know what's crazy is Josh Szymanski got sent back down to Bakersfield. He played like right after he got back from Milan
German,
Cortina.
right? German
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was up here with the Oilers before the break, and yeah, he basically just slid right into the lineup right after arriving.
Well, same with Leon flying back from Germany there a couple of weeks back. He played right away. Maybe he should have took that night off.
Got in at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, because AHL was playing all the way through the Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you were following Bako, but with their top line that one game without Szymanski on it, the other two guys, Hudson and
Howard?
and Howard, I think they had like a -6 game or something like that. Just so they were missing Szymanski, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Savoy, Regula, and Szymanski down there right now. And Howard, obviously.
Regula got a goal.
All right.
Oh,
So
boy.
you're saying
Yeah,
there's a chance, Murray.
Call him back up, yeah.
Well, they're going to need to fill out the roster soon, so.
The trade deadline's coming up though.
Next
too,
Friday.
right quick.
Not this Friday, next Friday.
Right quick.
So the question, the roster freeze is over.
Yeah.
It ended last night at 10 p.m.
I was surprised there wasn't a trade or two announced last night, to be honest.
Well, because I heard Hello Hockey on Saturday.
Yeah.
And
Pagnato was all over it.
yeah, it was interesting though, because like 2-week break and then, but I mean, so you can't do anything, but you can still talk,
Yep.
right? So
Absolutely. And a lot of the GMs were over together
I
in
guess
Italy.
like
So
schmoozing over at the Olympics probably. Eh?
Yeah. And, but by all, like, especially here, and then I'm sure it was like that in 31 other NHL cities, but essentially that first week of the break, that's when everyone went away, and then they all came
Like
back.
had a little time off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
well, there's still speculation out there too that there was several deals that were kind of like almost about to happen at the right before the Olympic break, and then they're kind of just recircle back, and they'll probably get pushed through,
Yeah.
in the next day or two. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Very interesting. It always is. The deadline's fun.
Well, and it's really like the week and so ahead of it. Where
Yeah, it's not like kind of what it used to be,
no,
right?
where
Like
was the day
a few
off?
years
all
ago,
the
where it
yeah.
was like 37 trades, and then every year after it kind of got a little less and a little less, and
because everyone would get
happens
traded
sooner,
earlier.
yeah.
So it's like if you find a trade board right now, at some point this week somebody's going to fall off, and then later somebody else is going to fall off, and then by the time we get there, it's like number 13 on the trade bait board is really number 1 on the trade bait board going into that day. It's changed mightily. But yeah, we'll just see who that first domino is. Wouldn't be
there's
shocked if something today happened then.
Lots of teams are after right-handed D-men, including the Edmonton Oilers, and there's maybe four really decent right-handed D-men that are available. So if you're the 5th or 6th team that don't get that trade done quick enough, I mean, you got to get in there with your best offer and get who you want first.
What do they have to offer?
Well, the Oilers don't have much to offer,
There you go.
but other teams do.
Yeah. Touche.
Yeah.
I
Or
do.
the salary cap space. I mean, the Oilers don't have the salary cap space. I mean,
They're
they
in
keep
a
talking about
jam.
guys
Yeah.
that can come here, and none of them can come here because they all make too much.
Well, there's a thing where Szymanski on Twitter was like, oh, he's going to be coming up. He's going to be playing for the Oilers. And there's a lot of people like, how are they going to make the cap work, though? So even just getting guys from Baco up here, people are like, how are they going to make the cap work with that?
Yeah.
How are you going to make the cap work on a trade where,
Well, it's
unless you're getting rid of somebody who's willing to be like, yeah, no move.
Well,
And Mangiapane is one of the
How
guys,
does
though.
retention work though? Does anybody know how that? Like, why? I think I mentioned this last time because I was just like, why would a team purposely say, "I'll pay some of that"?
because you get a better asset back.
I guess, but like, it just doesn't. Like, I've seen some retentions that just don't make a lot of sense.
Because if you have no one that wants this player,
does
for
that
that
retention
price,
like so? Like, let's say the Oilers retain.
you could take max 50% of the salary.
Does that retention go on our cap then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can only
It
have a certain
seems
amount of
to hap-
retention
it seems
on
to
your
happen
cap.
a lot, and I don't. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to
Well,
me.
see,
but-
the Oilers are going to need guys to retain on whoever comes in here, and they're going to have to pay additional assets to them for that to happen.
And that could be like a perpetually terrible way to do things because you're just going to dig yourself into a hole.
exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Although the retention oftentimes will be on guys that are on the last year of their contract, so it doesn't
It's
go on to
only
few-
1 year. It's
Right.
not like 2 or 3
Yeah.
years retention or something.
Right. But they,
Well, Thomas Hurdle has retention. The Sharks paid retention on Thomas Hurdle, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, the little Blackhawks.
I think he's
are
on the Sharks for a
retaining
bit, and
on
he's still he'll be there for a few years.
Who are we still paying for too? Like is
several
Jack
guys.
we're
Campbell.
still playing for,
Jack Campbell for many
Neil
years.
or O'Neill?
No, that's done now. Finally,
Is that done
Koskinen came
finally?
off the books. But Jack Campbell for a few more years.
Imagine getting paid to not be there. Like just go away.
Oh,
Here's a
that'd be
whole
the
bunch of
dream.
cash.
I want to be Rick DiPietro.
Yeah, Rick DiPietro. I think he's still getting paid till 2029.
Something like that. I'll look it up right away.
Yeah.
The Oilers have Jack Campbell as the only buyout cap charge.
Well, that's not
and
too
nobody
bad. I thought it was
retained.
gonna be way
Couple
worse
of them
than
went
that.
off last
So they have the ability to retain a couple, but they don't need they need other teams to retain.
That's not retention. That's just
Buyout.
buyout.
They also have a bonus carryover overcharge of $250,000 for this year.
And you can only retain on 3 guys at one time.
Oh,
And they also got rid of, because they used to have deals up until this year, it's not allowed this year, where I could trade somebody to one team and then I retain 50%, trade him to this team, and then that team retains 50%, and then trade him to this team, and you're only paying 25%. That's not allowed anymore. So you're paying 50% no matter what instead of 25%.
Yeah, I don't get why they would get rid of that though. That just hurts trades.
Yeah. And really hurts the Edmonton Oilers right now.
Oh, DiPietro's not showing up.
Is he finally done?
Maybe it's done.
2026,
Puckpedia.
right? Like that was 20 years ago, right? So
Hampton
Bobby
Steve.
Bonilla is the one that's
Oh, yeah.
up, right?
That's into the 30s
Bobby
still.
Bonilla Day, July 1st. Hampton Steve, with a good reminder, texting in, said Szymanski had to play that game for Bakersfield in order to be available to be potentially recalled during this California road trip due to new AHL rules or new rules that a player has to play an AHL game when sent down. Okay.
So you can't just send him down.
Yeah,
to,
there's
like,
been some
rank up a
tweaks with
cap
the
hit.
new
Can't be
CBA.
paper transaction anymore.
Or
Yeah, no,
extended
it's still
CBA.
28.29. That's with his
DiPietro?
his 1.5 is still 28.29.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why it's not showing up on the Islanders page on Puckpedia.
Maybe they don't have a column for it.
They used to.
But yeah.
It should be under like
Imagine
biots
if
or
it
whatever,
wasn't
but it like
adjusted
shows
for
0 on the
inflation.
cap or something, but you can still see it. Oh, put that back on Puckpedia.
Well, obviously, I think Mangiapane, as you mentioned, like I still feel that's what's going to happen is they're going to move him, but they're just going to have to. They haven't been able to do it because they haven't increased the asset that they're going to put with it enough. Like it's going to have to be a fairly significant asset.
Like on
for
a
team to
technical
take
level,
it.
the longer you wait, the less you have to pay him too, right? Like the less his contract is.
For the other team?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have him for a few years.
I mean, obviously, you're not going to just wait because strategically, maybe you'd have to.
Well,
wait,
somebody
right?
did say
I don't know.
that I guess maybe the Morning Boy said one of the reasons to maybe not make a trade prior to this break was so you don't have to pay him, whoever you're trading for. You make that deal now after as opposed to prior.
Well, there's very few teams where the actual cash involved of what the player gets is relevant. It's the salary cap management that's the issue.
Yeah, Mangiapane is one more year after this year.
Right.
So
like that, it's
At
going to
like
take
what, 4 mil or something?
3.6.
it's going to take a significant asset for a team to take him for one.
That or do they have to eat a little bit too? Or lower to that asset? Do you eat like a mil?
But they can't.
Do you eat like a
because
mil
they
to get?
need that mil
well,
to get
because you
something
get
else in here.
2.6.
Well, I get 2.6 off, yeah, I guess. But boy, that's I guess that would lower the asset that you have to give a little bit too. But I don't know. It's a tough one. They're going to have to give something significant.
Yeah. It's going to be, I don't know, man. Like, I think they make the playoffs, but it's not looking.
I don't know. The big year might be the year where it's just like mail it in type thing.
Well,
Everyone's tired.
And that's a great, interesting point because with this trade deadline coming up, I mean, do the Oilers, like do they really think that they can win a Stanley Cup this year? And if they do, okay, fine. But if they think, okay, why don't we just reload and retool and go at it next year and don't give up a bunch of assets right now to make a big go and try to push it right now because those assets can be more valuable to you next year if you kind of this cap goes up a little bit, you have a little extra room.
Yep.
But not screw up this summer like they did 2 summers in a row now.
I feel the exact same way. I think that's the best method to go about it, even for the rest of this year. But it's not the right thing to show your fans, right?
They'll
in
be
this
pissed.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's crazy to say that you sit here and be like, well, the Oilers in this must win. Maybe
we need to take a step
to
back.
hold off.
Yeah.
Like maybe don't go
Less
all
is
in this
more,
year. And
less
that's
is
a hard.
more.
The optics
answer's-
are awful.
The answer is already
Massively.
there, what they're doing, though. They brought Paul Coffey back. I know, that's Daryl Cates saying, we're not throwing away this year, guys. So that's what Daryl Cates is saying. So
Scramble
I think
mode. 2
they're
years
gonna.
left after this,
even
right?
though I agree with you, I don't think they should be moving a lot of assets and trying to get some big ads right now. They are going to do it because they're not throwing the year away.
Try not to.
You can't. There's only 2 after this, right? So,
Yeah.
with McDavid. And then
Well,
what's
not necessarily. He could re-sign again.
sorry.
But you don't want to go into the last year of the
It's
contract.
been
and
like
all
how
that.
long, and like the organization seems to be somewhat inept in certain areas, so I'm not sure.
Well,
I wish I had the dinger on the board to go ding, 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 ding.
See,
I
and-
have a story for you after.
here's the casino dealer,
I know
Jay.
what
So
you're-
give up
I
one of
know where it's
McDavid's
going.
seasons, Smitty the Welder. You're going to tell Connor that they aren't trying to win the cup this
Yeah.
year, and that's like I get
That's
that.
a good point.
But it's also
It's a tough
I
sell.
think next year, just with the things are playing so perfectly with McDavid's contract staying at 12.5, and the cap going up and money had there, that I would hold on to my assets to make sure I have everything I can to load up next year.
Yeah.
As opposed to looking at what the team is this year and going, it's not 100% there. Look at everything else that's there.
Yeah.
I'm going to give up some assets this year that might hurt next year. Like, I want next year to be as perfect as possible if I can, because it is setting up so nicely because of that cap situation that, like, they have money to go do some things. That to me is where it's like, I don't want to hamper next season. But I get it. Yeah, you have to go to you're kind of the message that you're sending fans and then the players a little bit is that we're not fully believing in this year.
Yeah.
And can you do that?
Rock meet hard place.
Your brain dead GM's already screwing up next year though when he signed Frederick and he signed Wallman to the Wallman like 7x7 Wallman.
I was stunned that day.
That contract is going to end up being just as disgusting as Trent Frederick's contract, even though it's less money.
Big concerns about Wallman.
Yes.
Is there ever
as you
been a
should.
time where there isn't like one of those blaring, like brutal contracts? Like there always seems to be one.
Oilers got
Every
about
team
5
has
of them
one.
right now.
The Oilers have
got about 5
three.
right now.
Well, yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Well,
no.
4. Well, three. Frederick, Wallman, and Nurse would be the 3 tough contracts.
Frederick.
Mangiapane, it's only one more year.
Right.
It's only
but
one
that's
more
still
year.
a horrendous contract that they
But you could
need
get
to
rid of that one.
They're trying. They've been trying
3.6,
and haven't
so-
done it yet.
But like going into next year, because again, if I'm looking, you could easily eat half of that and get half it off your books.
Yeah.
But you have your money next year. Henrik comes off the books this year.
They're definitely
It's
gonna
those
have a little
3.
playroom. But are you going to trust your GM to make the right decisions?
Right now, there's a lot more misses than wins.
Does anybody
their
remember
moves.
when Dustin did that whole analysis if Chiarelli had just done nothing? You know,
Yep.
like I always think of that,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, what? Just maybe less is more, hey? Come
Peter,
on, guys.
Peter deserves credit, pardon me, for building that team in the spring, like 2015, 16, spring of 2017. And he put together a pretty good team. But almost as quickly in the summer of 17, he started to dismantle it. And I remember being like, why are you letting this guy go? Why are you letting this guy go? And, you know, you put a
He
lot
went
of
for a lot of youth.
Anton Slepyshev, Jujar Kara, Drake Kajula, Matt Benning, like put a lot on their plate when they weren't ready for it. Moved
That's
on
like a
for Patty
regular
Maroon.
theme for them, though. Like is putting guys in positions where they're not ready yet.
But the thing is, they didn't have to.
Yeah, like Pat.
In the past, it was forced because you had nothing else.
there was no choice. Yeah.
Patty and Luch, there was only room for one big man, quote unquote. Like both big character personalities in the room. One guy had the contract and was a Stanley Cup winner, and the other guy was about to become a multi-Stanley Cup winner. But really, until he became an Oiler, was just kind of a third, fourth line guy that was an afterthought. I remember when they got Pat Maroon, the deal for him, Peter announced or said at the end of his scrum when we were flying out at the airport, we had an availability. He goes, yeah, I've got another trade. It's just being finalized, but we have a deal coming. And we couldn't say it was Pat Maroon yet.
He left the door. I remember because I was there for that one.
Yeah.
He left the room, and Rashog then found out who it was because I remember he turned around and was like, Pat Maroon.
Yes.
And Chiarelli was gone.
Yes. Yes.
And that was
that's
the moment
one.
Rashog finally, like, he was the first, like, Pat Maroon. And it's like, no.
And Peter was gone.
Peter was gone.
And Patty went and became, you know, just he's a glue guy. He's a great guy.
Blues, and then who else did
Good
he
fortune of
win?
seeing him in
Lightning.
the summers. So.
Right.
And yeah, Blues Lightning.
And then he was in Minnie. He was in Chicago.
Chicago
and,
played with us.
Boston, I think, for a little bit too. Great guy. And then I mean, we're just it's crazy. Like you're watching the videos of Lucic fighting with his own teammate the other day in the English league, right? Like, and Pat's doing great stuff. He's on NHL Network now, and
Like, what are you doing if you're Milan Lucic? Like, you're
don't
just
know,
playing England. You've made money. You have a ring. Like, just go play hockey. Who cares? What are we doing here?
And fighting with your own teammate. Yeah.
Why are you, like, I guess maybe he doesn't have the money anywhere. Why else is he playing? Like, I don't know. Why is he playing in England? I don't
Just
even know
because he
that.
made a lot of money doesn't mean
Yeah,
he has a lot of money.
That's true.
But, like, what are we doing here? It's
You
not
know
good
what
luck.
though? I think there's personal things probably. Just leave it at that.
Was it Patrick Ewing? We said we make a lot of money, but we spend a lot of money too.
There was a guy that made.
That's a great saying.
Yeah, I remember reading in Sports Illustrated, whatever that is now. But back
A lot of
this
AI.
like 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah, a lot of AI. That's crazy. They did a feature, this great full, like really feature length article on athletes who had blown like tens of millions of dollars. There was I can't remember the name of the basketball player, but he had made like $30 million in a short window.
Was that
in
30
his
for
career.
30, right?
Yeah.
Called broke.
And he ended up being a barista at Starbucks.
Jeez.
Yeah. I can't remember which one it was. It was a very eye-opening piece. And, you know, a lot of these guys, some of them don't go to post-secondary.
Well, it's
some
like
of
winning
them
the lottery almost,
yeah.
right? Like, and if you're not financially literate, right? Like, you're going to get, all of a sudden, you're
Yeah.
getting millions of dollars, right? Like,
Gambling
you have to
gets
be
a
ready.
lot of guys too.
Gambling
like
and
Evander Kane.
toys. Yeah. Like, oh, you have to have a summer house. You have to have toys with the summer house. You have to have this. You have to-
Nicest car.
hey, we need you to invest in this company. You know,
I remember Andre Rison saying, like, in that 30 for 30 called Broke, just like, it was like a competition between players to have like the most bling.
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it was like, well, this guy would get this thing, and then, or he'd get a car, and then this other guy would get a car, and then it would just be like one-upping each other, and then, it's all gone in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Emmett
Brutal.
Smith had his like own logo in his pool, I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there was a kid that just signed an extension. I can't remember if he plays for the Pistons, but his quote was like, I checked my bank account after my rookie signing bonus kicked in. And he's like, I was at a Sonic. I could have bought the Sonic with how much the bank account was loaded up.
Well, you hear stories of people that win lotteries, that win whatever, $10 million, 20, whatever it is, and then 3 years later they're broke.
That's crazy.
So it's the same thing. I mean, if you, like what you were just saying, like if you're don't have a good head on your shoulders and have some, financial wherewithal, or at least have someone manage your money
Yeah.
and give you an allowance or something, you got
Somebody you trust, though, because that Broke documentary,
Sure.
Bernie Kosar, his dad took all his cash. That's
Well, there
crazy.
was who's the player?
Jack Johnson.
Thank you.
His
And
parents
with the
stole
Blue
their money.
Jackets.
Wow.
Stole his money, yeah.
Oh, right. I
Yeah.
did hear about that one.
Yeah, he had to go claim bankruptcy, and
How do you do that to your own kid?
that's awful.
Oh.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you need help financially, try Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial. Actually, Gager's pretty good. Like, we've talked about that. Like, if you want a huge sum of money, or had made a large sum of money, Gager's like, this is the right way to set it up. You set it up, you have your money working for you, you collect interest, you set your limit on how to spend, and like, he's
Depending
like,
on the amount, you'll just live off the interest.
yeah, and
Yeah, there's a certain, I calculate, depending on the percent of interest, you need, like, if you had like $5 million, you could live off just interest for the rest of your
And
life.
if you're gambling, use your game sense.
hey, gold
But you
medal.
think about it, okay, so the Lotto Max tomorrow night is 65 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so take
sense,
5
makes sense.
million and blow it, whatever. Just and
I'd blow 100,000. I'd be
so the
happy.
lump sum you'd get would be about 50 some million or something, because it's usually that's over a period of time, or you can get the offer of a lump sum, which is
Oh, is that
less.
what it is?
That's usually how those work. But let's say 50.
Okay, so 50. Okay, go blow 5 million. Go buy two, whatever it is. Go buy all your toys, but then the rest of it, you just put it in the freaking bank with Joaquin and let the interest, and that's your allowance. Is your
You
interest.
could live off a couple 100,000 a year.
If you had 40 million,
How much is the interest
and if
per
you
year?
did, let's go very conservative,
Even
4%
4%.
interest is 1.6 million.
Jeez.
I think
Taking
you're
away
okay.
taxes after that, you're living at like $1 million,
Income tax,
800,000-900,000 for the year. Per
I
year.
feel like
Per year.
50%.
Per year that you are living off of.
But
I
at
could
that-
do that.
Plus,
that-
you spent $10 million to do crap
Yeah.
with.
So and you paid off your house, and you bought your dream house, you bought your dream car. You have no expenses anymore because
Yeah.
you just bought it all, and now you'll get $1 million a year.
Like on a technical level, that's how some registered charities could survive, is using an endowment fund, depending on if the registered charity has revenue coming in or what kind of revenue it has coming in. But if it has an endowment fund of like a big number, then it could technically survive off that.
There's a level where it's just the money. You don't need to get any income. Your money's going to be your income because it'll just grow.
Work for itself, or work for you, or whatever they say.
So now, how do we win this lottery?
Yeah,
Buy a ticket. That's the first step.
That's
That's the
one.
first step.
But what numbers am I going to use?
I got a plug for some 50-50s. that are going on. If anybody, because both the stations I work at have one right now.
Do they?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it's Alberta wide. So CJSR.com or CKUA.com. The CKUA one gets to like, the winners all take over like 200 usually, because we've been doing them pretty consistently since we've been able to.
And it goes to CKUA?
Yeah. So it's half goes to CKUA, then half goes to the winner. See, the last winner with like 200,000. And so we're in the middle of one right now, and it's CKUA.com/5050 numbers or letters. And then CJSR, which is the campus community radio station at the university, who does have revenue from the students, but also has ad revenue, very small. But they are doing their first 50-50.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And that one is a max of like, I think $10,000 is the winner. So there's a cap on that one. The CKUA one, I think, can just go as big as it can get. So those are two things that, like, you know, if you want to win the lottery, I mean, the CJSR one's going to be a little smaller. But it goes to like
10,000 or 9,000 or whatever.
It's still like,
Damn, I'll take it.
yeah,
and it's huge for the
nice.
stations too, because that's another source of revenue. But it's also interesting because it could technically just move some revenue over to the 50-50. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have a donor, and then they're like, well, I can get a tax receipt, or I can spend my $50 on a 50-50 ticket. So it's interesting to think about whether, like, is that...
Are you going to get more money, or are you just going to get the money in a different way?
I think it does. Like, I'm not on the finance end, but I think it does, in the end, obviously, help out a bit. But there is that psychology to because we got a big chunk of funding at CKUA, Prairie's Can funding, and it's quite a bit, but that doesn't mean we're in the clear by any means, because we're spending that money on projects and people to do these projects. And so
next year's 100.
2027 will be 100 years.
Wow.
So we're constantly fundraising at CKUA because it is a larger operation. The 50-50 is huge. Ad revenue is huge. Prairie's Can funding is huge, but it does not mean that we're in the clear, because we still need all of the monthly donors that are doing like $10, $15, $20. So this radio station, for anybody that doesn't know, the announcers pick all their own music. So I do a show Saturday nights called Open Nights, 9 to midnight. So I pick all my own music. Like, there is no formula. Like, I have a format, but it is not picked for me. I spend hours picking 3 hours of music every week, about 40 different songs. So that's the difference. Is there's jazz, blues, classical. I play some rock stuff. I get to a little bit of hip hop, usually in the back half of the show. But all the daytime announcers are like highly professional. Everybody's a professional. CJSR, everybody's a volunteer. And there are professionals, like I'm a professional and I have a volunteer radio show. So there are professionals at CJSR. But the CKUA is like definitely a very unique radio station. It's across Alberta. It started in 1927. And the two shows just celebrated their 30th anniversary. If anybody remembers Terry David Mulligan, like from Much Music back in the day, he's had a show on CKUA for 30 years.
Wow.
Andy Donnelly with the Celtic Show has been on for 30 years. And so there's some longtime hosts, but I'm also, it's funny, like, because I just kind of started, but I'm also, I think, well, I was in radio school 20 years ago in January. So I've got close to 20 years of experience, but at CKUA, that doesn't feel like a lot. So I feel like I'm just kind of getting started, because Holger Peterson's had the blues show since 1969. He was the first, I think just after 69, he was the first, one of the first graduating, he was in the first graduating class at NAIT in the radio program.
What?
Yeah, Holger Peterson, yeah.
Oh my God.
So he graduated in 1969 or 68 and then started in 69. It's one of the longest running shows in the world.
Jeez.
Yeah, Holger Peterson, Natural Blues, Saturday afternoons 3 till 5, and then TDMs after that from 5 until 7. Anyways.
It's preset, so 94...
94.9 in Edmonton, 93.7 in Calgary. I used to be able to rattle off all the transmitters. 109 in Grand Prairie, all FM. But CKUA.com since 1996. First station in Canada to stream online.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about
1996. Yeah, so it's 30 years now. Wow. This is the anniversary year, actually, of that. But
You guys saw the trend and you guys jumped on it.
it was way early, just like radio in 1927, right?
that. Yeah.
Right early. We were in right from the start.
Can I ask you something? When there's a transmitter on the frets, does the engineer climb to the top and just bang the thing like at our old one?
There is a photo, like I do the tours. I used to do the tours of the building kind of on a regular.
Yeah.
And there is a photo of our engineer, Don Haberstock, on the BAMF transmitter with a harness. It's like on the side of a mountain on the top of a dam. Like there's this little like concrete platform on the dam where the water comes out.
Oh my God.
And the transmitter or the satellite's right on top of that. And there's a photo of him like wrangling it up. And we have volunteers that will go and knock the snow off of the transmitter.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
cool.
Yeah, so like we don't have to pay an engineer to go all the way up to
Then
Fort
have to make the
McMurray.
drive when they get the call.
Yeah, there's lots of transmitter stories too, because I did a series a few years ago called Transmitter Tales, and so it was all sorts of like, Rod, our engineer, going up to the transmitter, or climbing the tower and then losing his wallet, and then like a crow like had it like over there, and so he tried to get it away from the crow. Yeah. Anyways,
Wow.
there's a lot of transmitter stories, but there's 16 of them, right? So it's a lot of technology, expensive technology. That's why you got to go buy that 50/50 ticket.
There's a lot of like literal energy that goes into putting the radio signal out, especially on AM. That's something you told me that I was like, oh yeah, that makes
It's
sense because
dangerous.
it's
It
an
could be
old
dangerous.
technology. And who was the one that would go up on the tower? And,
Well, it wasn't going up on the towers. That was something inside the. It was at the
okay.
transmitter site. You don't go up on those towers all the
Okay,
time.
okay,
like
okay.
that, you have to shut it down. You have to like those ones.
but what was that story?
It
'Cause
was
you
just
told
inside.
it.
Yeah, it was just that our main engineer, who's now passed. So Bob Hunter, though, he retired, and Trev Stewart took over, and he went to the transmitter site, and he was having issues with something. And so he called Bob because he was fresh off retirement to come help him. And Bob came on. He's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this." And he just banged on this machine, and it started working again. He's like, "Yeah, I forgot to tell you that for this, you just have to bang on it, and it'll start working."
Well, we had a transmitter up in, I think it was Fort McMurray. So the story goes that they couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. There was no snow, and there was a bird or a crow or something that was like jamming the hole of the satellite full of like nuts and berries or whatever.
No way.
So they actually had to climb because they guessed and tested like everything. Why can't we? What's wrong with the Fort McMurray transmitter? And they finally just climbed up and looked and saw that it was full. And then the other transmitter story I have is at CJSR. It's kind of complicated because when we used to have the BBC from a satellite, CKUA used to use our satellite feed. So CKUA would be like, "Hey, what's wrong with the BBC?" And we would be like, "We can't figure it out." There was construction on the university campus, and the park position of the crane at night blocked the satellite for the BBC.
Shut up.
So same thing. Our team guessed and tested everything, and then looked outside, and there's the freaking crane right in the way. And so we had to call CKUA and be like, "Yeah, that's the reason why the BBC is cutting out." And then eventually CKUA just stopped with the BBC altogether. Partially because of the having to rely on the campus station for their satellite. That's one of the reasons why. But it also costs money and.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the two transmitter stories. The one in Fort McMurray and the thing is full, and then the transmitter or the crane in the way of the transmitter.
Construction cranes, huh?
Yeah, it's so
Blocking the
funny.
signal.
Yeah.
Portions of this hour of the Hangout, they are brought to you by Hammer Injury Law. If you're in need of personal injury lawyer, give Rick and his team a call, 1-855-98-HAMMER. This is the Hangout. We've got Mark Rodgers from CKUA, CJSR. We've got Murray McCourt from the VIP Golf Show and the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Tom Gazzola and Matt Iwanyk with you coming up at 11 o'clock. We got Lock Shop, Jay and Huss. We've got Oil Stream today. I believe it's Reed with Tommy today. EST Afternoons, myself and Coob will be with you. And then the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne until 6 o'clock. And that's across our audio streams on YouTube as well as podcasted wherever you get your podcasts. How's the course looking with?
Well, a little white.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we got some renovations going on in the clubhouse. So the washrooms are all getting fancy upgrades. So so it's just a big mess around there right now. But it's all good. It's all come together. The mess was made, and now it's getting all put back together. So we're getting pretty close. We're getting close to being finished, and we just have so much staff coming back this year. Like we didn't even have to. We had to advertise for one position, a morning cook, and we hired that morning cook in about 12 hours after we posted.
Everyone else just wanted to come back.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty smooth
That's
year.
easy.
Tournament bookings are off the shelf, so are off the charts again. So we're looking to have a great year. No
So like
question.
more snow, the better for like the greenery, right? Like for the course.
moisture. But it now that we're getting closer to March, enough, and it needs to start to melt now, so we can get open at
And then you get rain.
And not melt away too quickly, right? Obviously.
The slower the melt, the more it'll soak in. Yeah, that's for sure. If it does run off, we have ponds that capture it that is beneficial as well. But
Murray, someone, it's Timber Woodsman actually, texting in for you specifically, has a question. Says, Murray, I'm heading to the Maritimes at the end of July into August. What are 3 to 5 must-play courses minus Cabot?
3 to 5.
I know.
I mean, I was gonna,
but Murray
say,
might know.
Well, I've never played golf out there, so I don't really know. But I mean, as soon as he said that, I'm like so jealous. Like, hello, Cabot, you got to play Cabot.
And then Timber Woodsman said that's the only one minus that one.
So I don't really know. I just go to the Score Golf Magazine Top 100 list. I know there's a handful of other golf courses in the top 100 from there. I just can't remember their names off the top of my head. But talking about Cabot, I'm going to have their director of golf on my show this summer again. I had him on about 3 or 4 years ago, but that's the well known as the best 2 golf courses in Canada. And so yeah, we're gonna have Ted Stonehouse on the show again this summer to talk about those fantastic facilities to make sure everyone knows if they get out there they got to play them.
You see the images, like the videos and the pictures whenever people go on golf trips to Cabot, and it's just, I look at that, I'm like, what if the wind just kills the ball? It's got to be
sure
tough.
It does.
Yeah.
But that's part of playing there. I've known some people that have gone there and the weather has been absolutely horrendous.
Oof.
Sideways winds, howling, but hey, they're playing Cabot and getting to live that experience. So, lucky them.
Yeah.
Although I'd rather play it in sunny and 30, but whatever.
I'm very much of the same mind. Yeah.
What was the temperature on the cruise?
Don't get me started on that garbage, man. It was cold.
Was it?
It was. So I was on a heavy metal cruise at the end of January. I got my hoodie here.
Didn't you get sick?
No, last year I did.
Oh, wait.
That's
So were
right.
you by the Cancun area? Like, did you go by?
70,000 tons of metal. We went to Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay, because I know
right.
like in late January, like Cancun, Mexico and stuff was quite cold.
Yeah,
actually.
it was like an inversion.
guess
The one day where they were there, they were like, it's colder in Alaska or warmer in Alaska than it is Miami. And then we were, this one fellow in the hotel before we left had a Halo Effect shirt on, which is like one of the bands my girlfriend likes. And anyways, we were talking to this guy. We're like, oh, sweet T-shirt. And then he was saying he was talking to the locals, and they were using the word never. This never happens. I was in a Monday night hotel in Miami, and it was 58 degrees in the hotel room, or 15 degrees in the hotel room.
Wow.
Like, it was cold. Like, we were like in like the fetal position trying to stay warm. And I went then. I asked for a blanket, and their versions of like blankets down there are nothing. And their buildings don't have heat, right? Because like, why would you build that into the?
It's like that. Like, for the longest time, ACs weren't a thing, like in houses.
Oh
right?
yeah. So I go down to the reception, and I just have a photo of the thermostat, right? And there was no hot water in the shower either. That night. It was brutal. And so I go down, and she's in a parka, like at the front desk, like she's in a winter coat. And then we went for breakfast, and the breakfast was amazing, but we had to like tuck into the corner to get out of the wind that was coming through because it was cold. The ship was great, and the bands were really great, but it was just a little too chilly for Florida in January. Yeah, but it was still a blast. It was like the bands were great. Got an interview with Johan Reinholz of a band called Dark Tranquility. So got to learn about the Gothenburg metal scene in the late 90s and early 2000s. And so he was, it was super cool. Like we were just, we actually just cold walked into the media tent on the ship. Like we didn't do anything. We're like, we had our stickers like for our shows, like, cause they have a little trade event. So we brought like our volunteer, cause All Metal Tammy does a show called Buried Frequencies on Wednesday nights on CJSR. So we brought our stuff and we were trading it up, and I forgot the point of that story. We were bringing
Johan,
and so he was. It was just cool to be able to talk to Johan Reinholz. And
did you have to set up with the PR team, or was he just there and you're like, hey, can I interview
I just
you?
like, we walked into the media tent, said, hey, we're volunteers, gave him our stickers and our magnets. Like, yeah, we just do a volunteer show like at the campus station in Canada. And he's like, okay, we'll write you in. And there's another band called Insomnium that we wanted to interview. And their management, like he hand wrote us into the schedule, and their management came in and just were like, nope. We want only these two. And obviously, because we just walked in, right? They're like, we don't know who this is. Mayhem in the AM. What's that? Scratch. So, I mean, it was all good because we just literally cold walked in and still got an interview. And it was cool because they take you to they have like an extra room, like just for interviews. So you go into the cabin and you get 15 minutes, like hard on the nose, and they give you 2-minute warning and so it was really cool I interviewed Brittany from Unleash the Archers last year too. So I know it worked because you can just walk in and just say, hey, like, I'm a volunteer.
You love Unleash the Archers.
Yeah, no, they're the
know
greatest.
this.
They're the greatest band of all time.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I actually told
have you not heard of Savage Garden? I'm just kidding.
I like Savage Garden.
That's a joke. Sorry.
I was waiting because when that Trey Savage was doing well, I sent in a few times. I'm really stoked for Trey Savage in the morning. Like the Savage at
Did
7.
the boys read that?
No, I was kind of bummed because I thought it was a good one, right? But nobody played on that one. But yeah, Unleash the Archers. I told Johan about Unleash the Archers.
Oh, cool.
Because I was like, I can't like help it. I'm like, I have to tell everybody about this band. They're so good.
You're like their biggest PR.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. And I was like, yeah, he's like, because he's Swedish, right? So he's like, Unleash the Archers. He's like, that sounds like a medieval name. And so I actually turned it into a little bit for my show where I clipped him saying Unleash the Archers. And then I played Unleash the Archers. Yeah, I like that band. Yeah.
Nice. I like that very much. Timber Woodsman followed up. He said, I booked Green Gables already. Cabot, $500 a round.
You just pay it.
That's not that bad though, no?
Well,
that doesn't sound like out of hand to me for like one of the top, 100 though?
That's the best.
in
That's
the
number
country.
one.
It's the
Okay.
best in the country.
So that seriously, $500? Like doesn't
just pay
sound
it.
over the top.
It's an experience, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, are you going to do it again?
Yeah.
Are you
not
waiting?
gonna
Like, and
do
also,
it.
like, are you waiting for the prices to come down?
They're not coming.
Like, are you like hoping? Like, because if there's a chance then you'll never do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I won't tell you how much I paid to go on the cruise to see bands, right? Like I mean, $500. Sorry, that doesn't sound like
You
that
can't
much.
take your money with you, so just pay the green fee and enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, those fun coupons don't go with you to heaven. But the course that reminds me, like when Timber Wisman said $500 for that round at Cabot, the course at the Wynn, behind the Wynn. Apparently, it's amazing, and you have to be staying there, I believe, at Wynn or Encore. Have you played it?
No.
What do you
I flew
know
over
of
it
it?
in a helicopter though.
It
and
looks
I'm like,
because it's kind of dug down. It's hidden like from
Yeah.
street level.
Yeah,
Where's
which
this,
is
sir?
crazy.
In Vegas, right
too.
off the
Oh,
strip.
off the
Oh,
strip,
Wynn.
yeah.
At the Wynn, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to, but I
That one's like 350 American around, and you have to be staying there to play.
well, I think it's a little more than that.
Is
even.
it?
Yeah.
Oh
and,
my! So that's the low end.
yeah, and you'd have to maybe be more than just staying there. Like maybe be somebody. Yeah. It's very exclusive. Yeah.
According to Google AIs, the Wynn Golf Club in Vegas typically charges between $600 and $800 per round per person for a round.
American, obviously.
Yeah.
Prices do fluctuate with in-season rates around $750.
I was way off.
Yeah, it's very
Rates cover mandatory 4 caddy, GPS-enabled cart, top-tier rental clubs if needed. So if you don't have clubs, they'll
Imagine
give you
you're
the
paying
clubs.
that much, you
Well,
gotta rent
they
clubs.
should if you're paying that much.
Seasonal in the summer, you can maybe go for as low as $475 on a
So
weekday.
that's what I might have seen.
Yeah.
The low time.
in 110 degrees.
I love playing
like
in that
tips.
heat.
I'm with you.
For like 9 holes.
Tips for the 4 caddy
I
are not
love it.
included in the green flea. And this is based off of 24-25 apparently.
I played
So it's probably
2.
1,000 now.
Oh god, yeah. I played 2 like super exclusive courses. Big Buck, or was it? No. Oh god, in Palm Springs.
PGA West.
No.
Should we call him book a tea time?
Yeah, let's book a tea time. Gaza Ranch in Coeur d'Alene, which is amazing.
Okay.
And then what the hell is it? Big Buck? The one in Palm Springs.
I've never heard of Big
And
Buck.
that one, same thing. You have to have like mandatory caddy.
Casino dealer Jay, you have to tip the caddy 100 as well minimum. Now, do you get
That's
one for the
foursome,
group?
though, I would think.
Do you get a caddy for one caddy for the group, or
four caddies? So that's the person that's
Oh,
going
that's
out
what
in the
4 caddy means.
fairway to like find your ball in the trees for you.
So then it's 100 for the group. Yeah. So 25 a person.
What the hell is it called?
That's not bad.
Big Buck?
It's Buck Hunter, man. It's
No.
Max
game.
Bezos says you could watch the Blue Man Group 6 times for that price. You can see which show's better.
Well,
Bighorn.
yeah, Bighorn, right.
Bighorn.
Yeah,
I played Bighorn.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We were drinking Don Julio.
Well, yeah, Bighorn has a couple of spectacular holes. Like one with is there a waterfall
Yeah.
behind a green on one hole?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like I was like, how the hell am I on here right now?
Well, And you shot the best game of your life? Or what?
No, no, terrible. I think the caddy was making fun of us by the end of the round. It was myself, Jack, Bob, and then my camera guy.
Well, that's a fun group then.
It was a fun group, and we were.
Now, you want to talk some Elks?
I was going to get into the Clark game. Or do you want to talk Elks? Oh,
Well, a couple weeks ago, I got invited to VIP to the Elks meet and greet with their new players.
You mentioned that prior to that.
That was a spectacular night, and I gotta say that, like, I had a few of the normal players, like the players that have been here,
The returning players.
yeah, a few were there, and then all the new players. And what I gotta say is that one of the things that they were clearly going for in this free agent class is great people.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them was absolutely outstanding in terms of being quality people, just down to earth. A few of them are shopping for houses here already because they just want to be here and be in the community. I caught up with JC Sheriff for a while, but I'm going to forget his name right now, the defensive end from Saskatchewan.
Malik Carney.
Okay. Carney was telling me, because I was telling him I'm good buddies with JC, and he was saying, I'm here because of JC. I didn't realize that his first year in Saskatchewan was when JC was there. And he said they got along so incredibly well. And he said, I am an Edmonton Elk because of JC Sherritt.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. Because I was wondering about the connection, if there was anything there.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like, we looked at around that time, like them crossing paths for a year.
Yeah.
So that's fascinating.
And so you talking about the continuity on the defense and all those guys coming back, I had a great chat with JC about it. And he's so pumped about it and so excited about the talent that's there. And so we got into a big strategy discussion about some of the things they're working on or what he's working on now that they're going to instill in practice, because they have so much continuity and the talent. He's so happy with the talent that they're going to be able to do a lot of things in schemes that he wasn't able to do in the past. So he's like beyond stoked and excited about all those guys coming back. And then this addition to get after the quarterback as well. So I mean, a lot of excitement there. I talked with Chris Morris for a while too. It's just like the excitement around everything that's going on is unbelievable. But the Hamilton guys, like, there's so many Hamilton guys.
Yes.
And I was asking them, like, you guys all like a package deal, or like why are you guys here? And they all, Ed Hervey. Mm-hmm. Like, Ed Hervey convinced us all individually that we want you here, and they're here.
Well, two of the guys competed with each other for a spot in Hamilton. They both came here to compete for the same spot here in Edmonton.
Basically, exactly. Although they did release Ivy, right? So that freed up one more spot. But
that's only for one of them.
Right.
Because they have the other Hamilton guy, Woodmansey.
Woodmansey.
Yeah. He's going to be there with Beard, with Cordy, and with O'Donnell.
Yeah.
So those two guys are fighting for one spot.
Well, then the backup's still going to play.
Right, but it's
rotation,
like,
right?
Like, I don't know if they would have had the like what the situation was like in Hamilton. It's just funny though that because one guy replaced the other guy in Hamilton on the O-line last year, starting O-line, and then they both came here fighting for that same position.
And those two guys were side by side all night. They're good buddies.
Okay.
But Taylor Powell, what a great guy, just down to earth, salt of the earth guy. But
awesome.
It was prearranged. I went there early, and my wife and son came. My son had like the time of his life, and but it was prearranged for me to go early to meet Taylor because he's a big golfer, and so we got along well. He's also a hunter fisher guy. So
let's not kid ourselves. I hosted a hunting show for 5 years. I don't know how to do any of those things.
But you're wearing like a hunter shirt.
This is from they provided these shirts. They gave me a few of them from that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a big hunter fisher.
So but Taylor is just like unbelievably good guy.
Yeah.
And humble as hell, because we talked for a while about golf and everything like this, and I asked him, well, how good are you? And he goes, oh, I do okay. But 6 or 7 other people over the course of the night told me he's really damn good.
Scratch?
Well, I'm assuming that based on the other information I've been getting. And so I talked with him again later in the night, and I said, Taylor, so many guys are telling me that you're a stick. Like, what's going on? Like, are you playing coy with me here or what? He goes, I'm all right.
So,
So
like,
I'm thinking this guy can play.
He can play. Yeah, he
would you
probably
have him on your
bombs it,
show
too.
then? You think? Like, would that be or because
Well, my show's a golf show,
Well,
but
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
it's
Like,
Have
he's
him
a
on to talk
golfer.
some golf.
I don't know.
well, yeah, I
like
did
those
have
crossovers.
They have a,
That's
they have
a
a
good idea.
Thursday or Friday. Guess we
what
might be able
popped
to
into
get
my
a
head.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, I did. Well, I gotta. It is arranged now because Fajardo was there, and he's a big golfer too. So when they all get up here in April, Cole Snyder is also a golfer.
Yeah.
So the 3 quarterbacks and I are going to play at the ranch
be fun.
together. So yeah, it'll be fun. But the relationships, I mean, these guys are all so good in the relationships that I'm getting the team. My advertising for the ranch and Tough Stuff Promotions, our other company that we have, he was in the end zone a few years back, and has moved to the sidelines, but it's going back to the end zone. And so I used to have the guys trained back when Nichols and Riley were here, and Darius Bowman, some other guys. They were all golfers, and so I had them trained. Like, listen, when you score a touchdown in that end zone, the celebration happens in front of my sign.
Yeah.
And so they're all trained. But so this night I was getting them all trained up again on that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
There's a lot hearing you talk about this situation and the meet and greet that I really like. So the good energy, the excitement, building this thing up now instead of like basically knocking it down and starting it from scratch like they essentially have for the last 5-6 years. That is so encouraging, and guys wanting to be here because we saw the CFLPA survey that came out. Hamilton, by all accounts, has the best setup or one of the best setups in terms of taking care of their players, facilities, amenities. You're well taken care of. Edmonton's back on the up and up. We saw some improvement, obviously some areas that still have deficiencies. Apparently Saskatchewan's great, but to hear those guys say, we're leaving Hamilton, which is a good situation, also kind of a team, maybe it could be on the rise. We'll see what happens with Bo, but to come here and it's like, well, Ed is the reason why I'm here. JC is the reason why I'm here. JC sounds like he's starting well ahead of where he was at this point last year.
Yeah.
These are all good things starting to happen at the same time. And then you talk about the character of these guys. That was one thing that you could start to see with that group last year is like, these are good dudes.
Yeah.
You know, and they mean well, and the intention and the heart to make this work again is legitimate. So that's very encouraging, and I think success will follow.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
These guys
is
want
my
to
opinion,
win. They want
love
to get
that.
it done. Yeah.
I love that.
This is like kind of the second time around, right, for this group management, right? Like the second year?
Second
Yes.
year,
Yeah.
So this is the second cycle through. So they've hopefully got some momentum. Because like the vibe was pretty sweet last year too, right? And
It was getting good.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, hopefully we're not too disappointed, but because maybe the vibe was high, the expectations were, I guess, there too. So I was thinking maybe if we just had like a little lower expectations, then might not be just disappointed at the end of the season. But I think maybe this season is like having everybody together, going through the cycle the second time. Yeah, we'll definitely have some momentum carried over, hopefully.
But Mark, there was desolation.
Right,
for
like going
the
from
last
like
5
zeros
years.
to like, yeah.
And now it's like, no, it's starting to bud. Like the
It doesn't happen right away, right? So
Yeah.
like I'm not shocked that last year the record was not, but it was still an improvement though too, right?
They were in almost
is
every
it
game.
Like playoff? Is it like playoff or?
It's playoffs. Like you have
gotta
to
try to
playoffs
get-
to me.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no next November rolls around and we're not talking about the Elks in the playoffs. And I don't care how they make the playoffs initially.
Get in, yeah.
It's one of those. This is a disaster in a way for that season because it's like, okay, when are you going to get back here? Like, what do we do? There's 9 teams in the end.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to find a way to get in. But then based off last year, there's a lot of good things and there's continuity. That's the biggest thing is that there's continuity
On the
from year to
coaching staff for the
year.
most part, too.
Coaching staff, defensively, a good chunk of the offense. There's a continuity, and you need that to get going, and they need to hit the ground running.
Well,
That's the big thing. They get Ottawa to start, and they may take steps this year and be better. But you get them game 1. You better be able to take advantage of that.
Is that not holding the preseason game then?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I forgot what they labeled it as, but the Clark Field,
Right.
May 29th. I'm looking forward to this. I think it's just going to be
are,
a cool
hey?
little.
Yeah.
I just think you're likely never going to see professional football again in such an intimate atmosphere.
Right, and be so close up to
Yes.
the players.
Kind of
and
like
whatnot,
seeing
yeah.
Arkells at the
Yes,
Buckingham.
that's a great way of putting it. Or like to me, it's a joke for the NHL, but it was the chance to go see an NHL game at Mullen Arena was cool in the sense of like you got to see these guys in such an intimate atmosphere. bigger picture, yeah, bad. But for a local fan or like if you wanted to travel, I did understand
Where
that.
are they
And that
playing?
to me is the thing.
Well, the Coyotes played at ASU. It's like a
The last couple
4,500
years,
No, but
seater.
like who are the Elks playing on?
Calgary.
Is it Calgary?
But it's exhibition.
And it's
Calgary-
preseason.
Right. So Calgary's not going to play any of their players.
Yeah.
Edmonton will play a lot of their starters because that's what happens in the CFL and
Yep.
exhibition, right? The home game, the home team plays their starters and beats the crap out of the other team, and you think, oh yeah, we're going to be so good, but you've just played
Pump
a bunch
the
of four
over
stringers
with
that are
game
getting cut
sense.
next week.
This
So-
isn't going to be a game that's like, yeah, I want to go watch the football.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah,
be there
just be there.
to experience
Yeah.
that atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm curious. I got an email from them because I have the suite at the game, and they said, we're going to be announcing this, but just so you know, we're going to be working with you to make sure that you get the type of experience that you would, expect to have because of your suite or whatever. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to propose.
So I never thought of that part. Mm-hmm. What they would do.
Because we get a meal,
Yeah.
a bar right beside us, a bathroom right
You have
beside
a
us.
great setup.
So
It's
it's
awesome.
it's like what are they going to do to be able to match that? I mean, it'll
I
be
don't
different.
know.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
They could do like
It'd
do
be-
VIP barbecue or something.
They'd
like
have
that.
to be loge, like little type setups
Yeah.
behind the end zone or something.
Maybe they take
or
you
along
into
the sidelines.
the field house.
Maybe for a dinner before the
Yeah.
game or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. But
This is
I think
neat.
it'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
the reason for it is on June
Cup
1st. So this is May 29th, June 1st, Canada and Uzbekistan men's World Cup friendly prior to the World Cup, which a little bit tough news this weekend. Alfonso Davies got hurt.
Yeah.
Out upwards of 6 weeks, so should be okay. But Promise David also got hurt. Our Canadians are getting hurt a little bit right now. We need them. So no more injuries. No more injuries. But so then natural grass has been put in. Monday, the game will happen. Then they'll rip up that, put in a field turf, and be ready to go for, I think it's the 20th. It's the Elks home opener. Season opener is on the 6th, but home opener is on the 20th. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just saw, I think 90 days till the first Elks game or something, which might be a preseason game.
It's interesting. Speaking of Hamilton, they announced a new end zone club area, so to speak. I think it's called the Hangar.
Yeah, it's probably sponsored by Porter.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And I think part of it like is now built into the new field dimensions where they have more space
Right.
now. And I think so they had some renderings and a video. I went and checked it out on their website. And I was like, oh, right, you can do this now because you have X amount of yards to work with. So it actually goes into what used to be sort of the edge of the playing field.
Well, I think we talked about that before. Like, I think they can't move the field to the center because of all those expensive seats where mine are and whatnot.
Yeah.
With those outdoor patios that they have
Yeah.
down there and stuff, they have to keep the field there. So they need to move the field in from the other side, and then they can really expand the end zone party.
They could tear those seats out
Sure.
and build something there.
Yeah.
I
And
know
that
it would-
was a design.
Yeah.
Back for the 2010 renovations, one of the designs did involve redoing the north side and having like suites put up. And
Yeah.
stuff. And then it was just too expensive.
that's the thing is the capital to make it happen. It's got to be there. But I mean, really, nobody really. I know they have those party drink rails or whatever, but
Haven't
nobody
been
really sits
popular.
there.
Yeah.
No.
It's been kind of
Gets
disappointing.
kind of sardines in that one end there.
Yeah.
As
As
they keep
they-
going through, and it's just like trying to get through.
It's tight.
As they
That's so sad.
start to improve and get better and whatnot, I think maybe things like that will start to go again because I know they're starting to work with the bars again and trying to get buses and things going. So I mean they're working hard right now trying to come up with some ways to get more butts in the seats for sure.
They've got good people over there.
Yeah, they do. Not a lot, not lots of them.
But
I mean,
the ones who are there are
I
good.
know
Yeah.
they're pretty short staffed. They're pretty lean, but they're trying their best to get a lot done with what they have. One more piece on the team with JC Sherritt. They have the last year. I think everyone was so happy Demetrius Maxey as the D line coach, and he left. Well, JC was ecstatic with who they've hired. He said they interviewed like 20 guys, and this guy's coming from U.S. college, and he said like this guy is unbelievable. He's such a great coach and such a great teacher. So he was really stoked for their new D-line coach, and he said like they left no stone unturned to make sure they have the very best guy and whatnot. So that's kind of exciting too, because I know I was disappointed in Maxey leaving because I know the guys were so excited to have him here, and he brought
Yeah.
Seresna here, and you brought Robbie Williams here and whatnot. So it's like, okay, this might be a little hit on the coaching staff, but JC's just pumped.
Good.
I was intrigued when they announced the coaching staff though, because their special teams coordinator he left, and it seemed like Mark Killam's just going to take over, and I thought maybe it was just. Hey, after a year, realized I could do special teams coordinator while being the head coach. But there was a special teams coordinator. They announced a new special teams coordinator, so I was very intrigued by that one.
Well,
What was his background? I think it was he just got bumped up. I think didn't
Mark
he?
was still running the special teams, but he
Yeah.
had an assistant, and I think they promoted him.
That's what I think. It
Yeah,
is too.
what's
So
his
it's-
Casey? No,
Did they just promote?
I
I
think
think they
so.
just promoted him, but that's his guy. Like that's his
Yeah,
right hand man.
mentor, Yeah.
I have one quick question. I know we're running out of time, Maddie. So, in regard to the Elks, and I know Larry passing, how is what have you heard of the stability of the ownership group? Is it Deb? What's going on?
Yeah, it's Deb, but Deb has like a advisory committee that she surrounds herself
Okay.
with, and so like when Chris goes in and meets, it's not just her; it's a group of advisors or people that she obviously knows, likes, and trusts to help her make decisions that need to get made.
Okay.
So that's my understanding of the way it works.
Okay. I hope it works out. So
Yeah, and I mean they're all raving about her as a person, and they're letting her do letting them do their thing and not getting involved too much and things like that. So it seems like it's all extremely positive.
okay, good.
Let's get to over under for Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. I'll just stay on the Elks then quickly. 9.5 wins this season, over or under.
I'm going over.
Yeah, that'd be an easy over.
I don't know if it's an easy over.
Oh, sorry, everyone. Managing expectations. I
Yeah.
mean, it will be tough, but they might make the over.
I'm going with the over. I'm very
Well, they got
optimistic.
10 last year, didn't they? What was the number last?
7.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Is back-to-back years of 7?
I was just thinking, and
7-11, yeah.
But 7 last year felt better than the 7 the year before for some reason, I think.
they'll hit double digits.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
That'd be great. They hit double digits. That's playoffs likely in the West, which
Yeah.
then would be exciting.
Oh, would it? How awesome would it be to host a home playoff game? this
I like
year?
the
It's
outdoor
been
games
so
in the winter.
long.
Like the
That's
playoff
what
games
football
are
is.
so good. Minus 25.
I asked Killam last year, why didn't you use the field house? And all he said is, football's played outside, brother. I'm like, yeah, good
Yeah, no,
point.
so it was fascinating seeing that they never used that field hose.
They went in once.
And Chris Jones always did.
Yeah.
And then you think about it after and you go, actually, why would you use that field hose that so much? Like outside of smoke and then the occasional, okay, it's been raining for 3 days. We just want to work on some things. You play in conditions.
Yeah.
Get used to the conditions.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Football's played outside, brother. Okay.
Yeah, what a
I actually used it on a
personality he has,
sidelines
eh?
hit.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, this guy's fun. I like Mark Killam. He's a good guy. He's intense, though.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Got to start winning. The pressure will be on, though, this year.
Yeah.
Because if it does, no, there wouldn't be changes after this year. But, if nothing happens, then it's like, where are we going again for 2027? So just let's calm the waters of Edmonton. Let's just get to the playoffs with that and see that team in the playoffs.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned intensity with him. What a lot of people would say, wouldn't you like to see some of that intensity in the Oilers coach?
Yep.
Maybe he's on the bench
Yeah,
now.
a lot of people do say that.
Oilers back in action Wednesday. Thursday. Does it go Ducks, Kings? I think that's the order.
so.
And then they get the Sharks earlier game on Saturday.
Big weekend.
It
That's
is
a big weekend. All
Yeah.
three of those teams are
Yeah.
jumping at their heels in the
Yeah.
They're going
standings.
to take on a Kings
and-
team that is Panarin finally.
But no Fiala now from the
Fiala.
Olympic
Awful
injury.
injury.
That's
The
too
old
bad.
classic slow start, I guess. They'll probably win that third game, maybe.
No guarantees.
David versus Celebrini again?
Yeah.
Or that'll be fun after they were just line mates?
Am I on location for any of these? Do you know?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I went and checked the website. I had to go.
I
check the
don't
site.
think I was told anything.
Yeah, I think I'm just being studio. So
We're almost done with the hangout here.
what a show.
Wow.
What's coming up for you this week?
Oh, I'm covering the traffic log, the commercial log at work.
That sounds like a blast.
At CKUA. It's
Yeah.
definitely a technical position. So I make the station, go. So I haven't heard anything yet today. So things hopefully have been going okay. But I've got my Of Sulfur and Arboriculture gig on Wednesday. And then I do my volunteer show on Friday. And then I do my paid radio show on Saturday. So I'm sort of back into my weekly
Friday
routine.
CJSR, Saturday CKUA.
Yeah, and I pick all the music. So there's about 60 bands a week that I'm going through. So it's interesting because I'll go to a playlist from 2 years ago. I don't remember half the stuff just because I'm like, if it's 60 a week and I'm like every week, right? This is 4 years now for open nights. Yeah, there's some stuff like that you just... And because you can't play the same thing every week, right?
No.
I mean, there's some bands I play a lot of Unleash the Archers,
Of course,
and
as one does.
but I try not to play it every week, right? Like there was a stretch there where it was almost every week. A program director might just come in and be like, "Yeah, volunteer show, but still." Hey, I'm like, "Yeah, but they just that album just came out, and right?" So you'd still have to like, so you tend to like, it's not throwaway, but it's really like there's a lot, and the one thing I noticed too is like programming a show is like. You can't do a documentary on every song or every band. So you play 3 songs, and you really can only have time to focus. If you want to keep your break short, you can really have to focus just on one. So 2 of them aren't throwaway or filler, but they're just kind of there. Mm-hmm. And then you do your back sell and you focus on one of them because in that format where you're trying to dig deep on the music, you can't do it on every song. And if there's 5 hours a week I've got. It's really hard to like focus on every single individual band because it's saturated. It's a freaking fire hydrant. Like at both radio stations, it is constant. Like probably 300 submissions a week. So that's no joke. And there's a librarian at both of them going through all of them and filtering them and adding what we think can go.
So that's CJSR, CKUA. Murray, thank you also for coming in. It's good seeing you after long weekend last weekend, so didn't see you last week, so it's good seeing you. Thank you to everyone for tuning into the Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage Experts. Find the latest deals with them at sentinel.ca. Lock Shop coming up, Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, Rudy Wilkins Show with J Mill. That's all to come until 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Mark, Murray, Tommy, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning into the Hangout here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports presented by Play Alberta. Lock Shop with Jay and Huss in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today